Russ, we're live.
Hello, Matt.
We are live, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome.
Let me talk. Hello, everyone.
The screen's not coming up.
Matt, you lied to me. We're not live.
We're not live at all. Hold on one second. Oh, wait. Here we go. I think we're live. Lindsay, the producer, is giving us some heart attacks out here. Are we live? Lindsay, the producer.
We are live. Sorry about that, guys. I'll get it right one of these days.
One of these days, we'll get it right, she says. Russ, how's it going?
We already did the intro. Nobody saw it.
I don't think we were live when we did the intro.
We were dead.
Let's do it one more time. Welcome back to 4K Kings. My name is Matt.
I'm Russ.
And in the booth is Lindsay, the producer, and we are here live January 31st, the end of January. Can you believe it?
I can't, Matt. It's like the end of a month.
What a month it was. What a month it was for physical media.
Oh, it was.
For movie reviews.
Yes.
And so much more.
For everything. All of the above.
All the above. And we want to welcome back everybody old and new. Thank you for joining us. If you just stumbled upon this live stream and you don't know what you're looking at, my name is Matt.
I am Russ.
And this is a channel dedicated to physical media, movie reviews, just two friends gabbing, chatting away.
Yeah.
Getting old together.
Feeling awkward. That's what we do.
Nice and gray. One day we'll be, Russ. One day. How's everybody out there doing? Lindsay, the producer, how are we doing out there tonight?
We're doing great. We got a lot of people signing on.
Wonderful. A lot of people signing
mad at
on.
me for screwing up the intro. Sorry about that, guys.
No technical difficulties that we can see?
None that I have seen yet.
Then let's keep on rolling. Thank you.
Keep on rolling.
Keep on
I
rolling.
always wonder this about live streams. I see other people do it. They always wait a couple minutes for people to arrive. Are we there yet?
We're not there yet. No, we're like, we have to start right away.
That's true. Let's jump in.
We're not cool enough to like let it linger for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, there's other YouTube channels people need to be. I understand.
I mean,
let's go. So, Conan the Barbarian. No,
I guess that is an opportunity too for people to kind of like congregate in the chat room and say hello to each other.
Yeah.
Because they're
here for us. They're not.
They are. But after
each other.
But after a while, you kind of get to know some of the friendly faces within the chat. Say hi to everybody. Everybody out there, say hello to each other. Welcome this community of physical media. Welcome. So tonight, everyone, we're going to be covering a lot of things, announcements, a couple of quick asides, some rumors.
I'm excited about the one rumor you mentioned to me earlier.
Yeah, we got some rumors coming up.
Little foreshadowing here.
Are we going to spoil the rumor? Let's not spoil the rumor just yet. Let's not do that.
I may spoil something. I don't know concerning one release that I have some news that's adjacent to the new Tarantino movie. I'm not sure if you want me to give you that information or not, though, Matt.
Well, do the people at home want to know that information? Apparently, Russ has insider knowledge.
Yeah, me and Paul Schrader, we go back, and I heard something through his Twitter account.
Yeah, this is the Paul Schrader night.
If you add it, well, yeah.
There's a few Paul Schrader announcements coming in.
Yeah, I'll save it for our Schrader.
The Schrader Fest
talk.
Yeah, wait till we get to Schrader Fest, and then you can bring it up.
Schrader Jam.
I did want to, before we get into any news and kind of move forward again, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for always coming to these live streams. We're doing these every Wednesday. Come on by, say hi. We're usually here from about 5 p.m. Eastern time till about 7:30, 8, and then it's my bedtime.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say hi to the community and kind of kick things off just with a little bit of a dive into the community itself, Russ.
Let's do it, man.
Let's dive in. So we've got our email is always in the description, and for everybody that's out there that watches this channel, we're always welcoming your videos, your collection, photos, whatever your newest releases and pickups were. We'd like to see them and share them with the audience at home. And I wanted just to mention really quickly, we got a really great video from one of our viewers named Jordan. And Jordan, he might be out there. I'm not sure. If you are, Jordan, say hello. He sent us a quite a lengthy 10-minute video about all the latest 4K releases that he picked up. And I just wanted to say thank you for that. We're unable to, at this moment in time, play that on this live stream, but we're going to link that below in case anybody is curious. The one thing that he mentioned in the video, though, Russ, I wanted to get your opinion on, is he had picked up Scrooged in 4K, and he mentioned that he didn't care for it. And it was the very first time he had seen it. And he also mentioned he didn't think it was Bill Murray's strongest. And I wanted to know what your thoughts are on that matter.
Well, I'm currently looking into how to get him banned from our channel.
Sorry, Jordan, you pushed the wrong button.
No, well, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I don't consider Scrooged as top tier Bill Murray. Do you?
I mean, I guess when he said that, it made me think for a second, because I do love Scrooge, and it's something that we obviously you watch every year, maybe around the holidays or maybe other times. And there was a really awesome release that just came out with that like hidden Richard Donner cut cut commentary that nobody really knew existed, sort of. But I don't know. It made me think to myself, is that a better Bill Murray film, or are there better ones in his catalog, and that's towards the bottom? I don't know.
It's not towards the bottom. I'd say it's right smack dab in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Maybe a little above the middle.
Give me 5 movies that are above Scrooged.
Just movies themselves that feature Bill Murray? Or
yes,
are we talking
Bill Murray,
comedic?
No, just Bill Murray films.
That are better than Scrooged, in
5
my
of
opinion. Little Shop of Horrors, but I know no one will count that. Ghostbusters, Caddyshack, What About Bob? I'd put Quick Change above it. Kingpin.
I don't think I would
I'd
put
put
What
all
About
5.
Bob about it. What About Bob above it?
I would.
Would you?
How many times have you seen What About Bob? I don't think that's one.
Half a time.
You serious?
No, I've seen it. I have seen it before. I remember not liking it though.
How old were you?
When it came out on VHS, whenever that year was.
Rewatch
like a year after.
It could have been one of those ones where like the concepts were just going over your head.
Maybe.
That's low key one of his funniest movies, dude. And I say that if you know anything about behind the scenes, how he tormented Richard Dreyfuss and everyone on set hated. Well, I don't know about everyone, but Richard Dreyfuss specifically hated him, and that's part of the plot in the movie as well.
Yeah,
it's even more enjoyable at Dreyfuss's expense,
knowing that,
because I know everything I'm seeing on screen
is real.
Yeah, I might as well be watching a behind the scenes featurette.
It's a documentary about
might as well
about their friendship.
Dude,
on
there are
set.
so many funny parts in that movie. Get out of here, death therapy, Bob. It's a guaranteed cure. He's going out there to fucking kill him. Come on, dude. And he's and dude, nah, yeah. All right. If What About Bob's not above Scrooged, it's on par.
Okay. What do the people out there think just about that comment? We're not here to like pile on anybody. Of course, you can have whatever opinion you want. It was just a curious one to me because I don't think I ever really gave that much thought. I always kind of put Scrooged as a film of his that I really like, enjoy every single year. And I never really thought, are there ones of his that are much better?
I mean, and I didn't even name Dramatic. Ed Wood's a better film.
I guess maybe a starring Bill Murray vehicle.
I mean, I'd say Lost in Translation is better, or at least on par.
Okay.
There was something else I was going to say, and you made me forget about that. Oh, I think more people would just associate Scrooged as a Christmas film rather than a Bill Murray.
And like take it out,
film.
kind of.
Yeah, I think the Christmas movie element kind of removes the, Peter Venkman quality of it, but it's still Bill Murray. It is a Bill Murray performance and role.
Well,
it's interesting. It is going to be like a Quentin Tarantino night. You ever watched him talk about Bill Murray versus Chevy Chase?
No.
And he pointed out how in every... Is there issues going on?
No.
He pointed out how, if you noticed, in every Bill Murray movie, he starts off as an asshole, and by the end of it, there's always some, like Scrooged, a twist of heart. He becomes a better person by the end of the movie. Groundhog Day. Most people would put Groundhog Day above Scrooged. Holiday themed as well.
Okay.
But he was pointing out how in Chevy Chase movies, he never changes. He's the same person at the end of each movie.
Yeah.
Every Chevy Chase vehicle you can think of, there is no growth. And
he's just the same guy.
Yeah. Whereas Bill Murray movies, there were more of like a message in a way. It was trying to like soften him up by the end.
Yeah.
When he was a douchebag. And yet we all love him as a douchebag.
Yeah.
I guess the point was Chevy Chase is a hateful human being.
He's a hateful human being
who was thrown off of Community and should be thrown off the planet
for being hateful. Well, Jordan, thank you for sending us that. You definitely got us thinking and talking about Bill Murray and
I mean,
his standings against Chevy Chase.
It intrigues me to hear somebody see Scrooged for the first time today, because I mean, I saw it in the theater when I was 7, and that's been every year I at least catch some parts of it.
Yeah,
I think that'd be an interesting film to witness for the first time as an adult. I don't know how I'd take it. I'd probably think it was cute.
Nice and cute.
Even for Bill Murray roles,
Yeah.
I'd probably look at it as that's cute.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, that's not Carl from Caddyshack.
Yeah. Well, it's a quality film.
I'm not going to torpedo.
What are people out there
shot
saying,
after
Lindsay, the producer? Anybody care too much about Bill Murray and his films?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people might put some other movies above Scrooged, including Ghostbusters and Lost in Translation. Also, Steve Zissou.
Steve Zissou.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Wes Anderson movie. That's the one I actually really like. I'd put Life Aquatic would be on par for me, but I think Scrooged has the edge due to nostalgia.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know. I guess I'd have to think of my own list. Maybe this is what we should debate later.
Yeah.
Best Bill Murray film.
I don't know.
So the one thing also I wanted to talk about too, Russ, and I know you have an anecdote you want to share about damaged physical media in the mail.
Yes.
You know, you got some titles, or at least one that was damaged in the mail, and I wanted to share that with the people at home and maybe get some sympathy for you, some sympathy points.
Sympathy for the devil.
But what's funny is I actually saw like a lot lately, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just shoddy business practices or I don't know, shipping issues worldwide or whatever it might be, but I've seen a lot of posts lately about people getting stuff damaged in the mail, whether it's direct from Amazon, direct from the boutique itself. And I wanted to share a couple of other ones, maybe to make you feel better that you're not the only one.
I mean, to put it bluntly, Matt, I don't like it.
I don't like it. So, Lindsay, the producer, if you could just throw this up on the screen really quick. I just wanted to share first. We've got here someone that posted on the boutique Blu-ray Reddit stating, "Have I won the prize for the worst Chucky box set ever?" And I got to say, not only is it like kind of looks like damage, but it's also like crooked. Look at the top, how it's not continuing, like the outline of the Chucky window there. It's completely off centered and almost like at a diagonal.
Straight ass. I agree.
What is that?
It's the Chunky collection. He got this is when you order Chucky off of Temu.
No. The Sheen. What is it? Sheen version of Chucky?
I don't know.
I mean, hold on. Leave that up for a second. Lindsay, hold on. I got to come in there for 1 second.
I just hope that the Blu-ray of the original Child's Play works. Wow, no, that's ugly. Hold on. This is a live stream. All right, guys. Matt's gone. Let's keep it real. That Bill Murray conversation. Come on. He was totally off. Oh, hey, dude.
Hey, I'm back.
What's going on?
Hey, guys.
Child's Play, right?
Sorry about that. I heard some weird funky noises in there. All right, so
That's lying the Family Stone in the booth.
I know. I don't. What do you guys think about? Has anybody gotten any Arrow stuff lately that has just been completely like damaged? Is this just like a random one-off? I saw a lot of comments on this post too that were like, Arrow's QC is like slipping lately, like that kind of stuff.
This was directly from Arrow?
Yes.
Ooh, that hurts even more.
Is anyone out there in the chat? Is this your copy? Did we happen to pull it up?
Or sorry, we don't want you to relive past trauma.
Sorry about that.
Whoops. We should have there should have been like a safe space warning.
I haven't really gotten anything damaged in a little while, luckily. So I've been kind of like keeping my fingers crossed, but this just looks like no one even checked. This isn't just damage. This is like a misprint. Like, what is that?
That's going to be worth money someday.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I don't know what that is. And then another one that I saw that was kind of a drag too, and I hear a lot of crap about this company as well, which is Scream Factory. And this person called it Scratch Factory, and it made me laugh. Scratch Factory strikes again. Just picked up Dead Zone at Best Buy, and both discs are scratched right out of the box. Please, Scream Factory, do better. That is a damn shame. You know, that's a shame.
I just walking was there in the store to like grab him and tell him that the disc was going to be fucked up. You know,
the disc
Best Buy
is gonna be scratched.
Best Buy, they're gonna stop physical media sales. It's gonna be scratched.
Russ, this is gonna be one of your new impressions. I have a feeling that just lit the internet on fire. People have said A Star is Born. Who is that? So I just wanted that to be the appetizer before you shared what you got in the mail that was also damaged, Russ.
I can only do Al Pacino as Carlito and Christopher Walken in Dead Zone. And no other roles.
That's it.
Just those specific characters. No, man, I was disappointed as well, and a victim myself.
So
one of our both of our highest anticipated film release of the year thus far. And I don't know, maybe I'm being anal, but I'm sorry. I love this movie too much. Look at this, dude. This corner up here just dented all this shit, and it looks disgusting. I did order through Amazon, so I can't fault Criterion for this at all.
So can the people see what that is? Russ and I both got our Trainspotting copies.
Yeah.
We both got our Trainspotting copies in the mail. I went directly with Criterion, and Russ went with Amazon, and his came in a little banged up.
Well, listen, they shipped it in a mailer, in a little envelope with Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah.
Thank God they were fine, but still, this is the one that took the beating in parcel.
This actually came in it was a regular envelope, whatever, like a decent sized one. It was a little thicker, but not too thick. And then there was like a cardboard piece that was in there that was the same size as this, and that was it. There's no bubble or anything, but it did come in, and it's not damaged. But I will say, I don't know how many people got this out there. Let me know as I'm talking about this if you feel the same way. But when I got this in hand, and I remember reading about what the packaging was going to be, every time I hear the word digipack, I always think of, the ones that I'm aware of, like your Malcolm X, your Do the Right Thing, and including like Uncut Gems, where it's sort of this harder outer box with a, how do I get it out? Here we go. Like a harder outer box with a digipack that sort of slides out and opens up, sort of like this. And it's got this nice like outer slip box. I think your Dazed and Confused is like that too, isn't it? Is that one? Yeah. So like
a lot of titles really.
And they all kind of look the same. It's like a very similar sort of package.
When I put them on my shelf, I always put them the opposite way.
Yeah.
I don't know why I do that with Criterion.
Yeah.
I like seeing like the book. Not that traditional spine.
Sure.
The opposite.
Yeah, and so when I got this, I thought that's what Trainspotting was going to be, and it's not that at all. It's not that at all, and that kind of took me by surprise, because that's what I was kind of hoping it was going to be when I heard digipack, like a thick box. Like that Malcolm X is almost like oversized. It's nice.
Yeah, that is on the bigger size for Criterion releases like that. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I wasn't let down. The damage threw me off guard. I don't even care right now. I'm getting a replacement tomorrow, but so I can't even open it yet.
Gotcha.
Look inside, but
well, I did want to open it up. Can we take a look at it?
Yeah.
Because I haven't opened it, and I really want to see what it looks like. All I can tell is what the package is on the outside. And I will say, a few people reached out to us on Instagram, and one person made a comment on our YouTube channel saying that they were disappointed with this packaging, and they weren't really knowing what Criterion was thinking about, which kind of like I hadn't gotten it yet, and I was sort of like worried, and then I got it, and I almost felt like, I kind of see what they mean, but I haven't opened it yet.
There are other releases similar to that, though, that Criterion has done in the past. Blue Velvet is similar to that.
Blue Velvet. It feels so thin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My Blue Velvet one's thinner.
Yeah.
I think there's another David Lynch movie they put out that has a thin style case like that.
And that's probably why yours came damaged a little easier, don't you think?
Why? Because David Lynch delivered it?
No, because this is like a little thinner. All right, so let's take a look at this thing. First of all, I saw this on the back. It's really weird. It's almost like a pouch with like a folded slot in the back. It's a little different. I don't know. I've never seen that before.
It's a glow-in-the-dark file folder. Like, you remember the scene in the movie when Renton and Spud are in the fucking office trying to like file everything in alphabetical order, and the lights go out?
And it's all and then it's all glow in the dark.
And then you hear Lust for Life. Yeah, dude, you don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that at all. So here we go. I'm popping it open and just kind of opening it up just to see what is even going on here. And I'm gonna hold this up so people can kind of see it. This is how it opens. We getting that okay in there, Lindsay D, producer?
It's a little, there we go.
Take a look at that.
Focus.
All right, that looks good. So there's that. That's how it opens. And if I'll flip it around, that's the back. And what happens is this little angled kind of piece right here tucks into this back. So it comes around and then like this, and then you fold it in, and that's how it closes. And I will say one corner of mine is already bent. Maniacal laughter. So like this little corner that goes in.
Oh, you're saying it already.
Like, see right here? It was already bent back when I pulled it out. It's already like ripped. So obviously this is going to be damaged almost instantly, which really
is that what the complaints are?
I have no idea.
Damage, because I'm not gonna lie, I think I actually like the design, and when you held it out that way, I like the look of it. but the practicality is off.
I
like the idea that I do the actual application.
It's very it's like you said, it's a little bit more it's a very unique design for sure. I wish it was hardier. I wish if this is what you're going to go with, make it a little hardier than
like
this.
Citizen Kane.
Something like that. And even that one was a little wild with all the flaps and stuff. And this one at least sturdier. But it was sturdier. Yeah. And again, you have like a pouch where the disc comes out of, which hopefully over time won't just scratch this thing to hell, which you never know if it will or if it won't. It most likely will. And then there's like a booklet. That's actually a really good size that's stuffed in here. Usually Criterion booklets, I mean, I don't want to say usually because, I mean, I only have so many, but, you know, I don't really usually see them with a booklet this thick.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's 2 discs in there. It's a really interesting package. I just got this in the mail yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to watch it. When we do have a chance to watch it, probably by the next time we get together, we'll probably have a review of this up. A full review with the transfer. We'll go through the packaging maybe in a little bit more detail, different box shots. We'll give our thoughts on the film itself and really go deep into that. I just really wanted to share sort of what's going on with this, see if anybody else felt the same. Lindsay, what do we think out there? Are people chiming in on this?
Yeah, the word on the boards is that people don't like this.
The word is that people don't like this.
LA Jewel said they actually bought it in store at Barnes & Noble, and it was dented in like every corner.
Who said that?
LA Jewel.
LA Jewel said they bought this in person, and it was just dented while you were there. It just feels like it's so easy to damage. It's like it's asking to be damaged. I don't know. It's like, don't handle this really at all, or
mine was damaged,
or use the flap because it just
use the flap.
I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's kind of a bummer. Who else is out there that got one of these? Anyone satisfied? And is everyone pissed?
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone that's gotten it is like super impressed by it.
What do people think about the transfer?
I haven't seen anything about the transfer yet, but Mike TTC said awful packaging choice.
Awful packaging choice, Mike
Criterion.
TTC.
And, Mozart's Ghost says it reminds him of a CD, DVD you'd see for sale in a gift shop in a tourist trap.
That does kind of ring true a little. That's kind of stinks. Can anyone that's gotten it, has anyone watched it, and can anyone confirm if that original audio is there? Can anyone give me that heads up? I haven't even popped it in yet.
And clearly this packaging is one of Sick Boy's schemes.
Maybe one day there'll be like a really cool like box set. And I mean, I'm happy to own this. Don't get me wrong. And I can't wait to check it out. But I mean, the packaging could be better for this title.
Rewind.
What
box set are you wanting? Because I know you don't
not
care
box
about
set,
the
but like a
sequel.
thicker.
I thought you wanted a box set of like all the Irvin Welsh movies.
I don't know.
Like, Trainspotting is way up here compared to the other ones.
I mean, first I got Pulp Fiction with a black and white slipcase, which I was a little lukewarm on. I changed my inner cover.
These are all your favorite movies.
Dude, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're all getting shite upon. They're shat on. Anybody else? Can anybody comment on that audio? Anybody? Nothing?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. All right. Well.
It's shite being Scottish, man.
It is shite. It's shite being a Trainspotting fan. Thanks a lot, Criterion. Well, anyway, we'll have a full review of that soon. Look forward to that. But Russ also got his Conan the Barbarian. He got his Conan the Destroyer. I got the Chronicles. It's been delayed till the 20th.
Matt, this is my favorite part of the show. This is what I've been looking forward to since I received these yesterday. I want to show you. I want you to hold them, and I want you to go through them. I want to see everything you missed out on.
Ooh, these look good. Oh, wow, that looks nice.
I know, dude.
Dude, I like that.
Now, hear me out. In 8 months, when you get your Conan Chronicles Hercules edition, I want you to remember this and how sweet these releases are, dude.
So it's a.
I even rubbed your face in it. I've never seen Conan the Destroyer, and I bought it just to show you.
This looks good. I like how it's a matte box, but a glossy picture on here.
I know, dude. It's so cool. Yeah.
I mean, I did get both films for $40, but this looks really good. Looks really good, Russ. God. And then here's the Destroyer. Kind of same deal where you got the matte box, but the glossy photo on it. That looks really nice. These look good, dude. These look good side by side. Mine's not going to look this good.
Look at them side by side. Look at those spines. Imagine that on your shelf.
I know. And what's BS, and I know this is going to be BS, is the box itself for the one I'm getting is probably going to be almost this big, a little less, and it's just going to be these like slid in. So it's just going to be a little bigger, but not as
you
nice.
Get that really cool Xena Warrior Princess fire artwork.
Am I the only one, Am I the only one that has theirs delayed? Is that just delayed across the board, or is that just something in around here? Did anybody else get their Chronicles
dude,
yet?
I got mine. They're right here. I just showed them to you. There's no delay.
Well, when I get mine a year from now, Russ, we will do a review on. You know what else got delayed for me? Kindergarten Cop in 4K. From Amazon, though.
All your favorite movies.
All my favorites. All my Schwarzenegger favorites. I think if I got it through Kino, I might have had it already. Can anyone confirm? Any Kindergarten Cop fans out there? Do you already have your copy? I'm Amazon, and it got delayed by like a month.
I bet you and I would have a good debate about Schwarzenegger movies.
Yeah.
I think we would maybe differ. I think we'd go down different paths on some of them. Just thinking about Bill Murray, what we talked about.
Yeah.
If I don't, Kindergarten Cop wouldn't be in my top Schwarzenegger movies. I don't think that'd make top 5 either.
I don't know if it make top 5.
If it did, it's coming in at 5.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would put that in the top 5, but it is a good one.
Oh, never mind.
It's somewhere around Twins.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. We're best friends.
We're simpatico. We're simpatico. All right, Russ. Let's keep going. But I did want to mention, even though that got delayed, we will be doing a lot more reviews here in the near future. We've got Trainspotting review coming up. We will review Conan. We're going to review Kindergarten Cop.
Gonna, shoulda, coulda. We're giving a lot of promises, Matt.
We're going to review all 3 James Cameron joints.
Fans don't want promises; they want results.
When those James Cameron joints drop, I'm going to watch True Lies.
I'm not buying them.
Well, I'm going to watch True Lies at least so we can talk about it finally. Because I feel like there's a lot of True Lies interest out there, and you have done your fair share of smack talk, and I haven't even said anything.
Smack talk.
Yeah, you're smack talking.
I love how I give a movie a 3 or a 3.5 out of 5. I literally say it's above average, it's entertaining, and that's smack talk because I'm not saying it's The Godfather.
I'm just reporting back what the chatter is on the streets about your views on True Lies.
I will say Bill Paxton, his character and performance is better than anything in The Godfather.
We should have a Bill Paxton appreciation night.
We really should, dude. Ah, man, he's another one. Ray Liotta. It's too soon.
We
that
should.
was sad as fuck with Paxton.
It was. We should do a few appreciation nights. We're due.
Yeah.
Friedkin first.
Yeah, that one dude from Milli Vanilli.
One dude from Milli Vanilli. Brian Wilson's wife.
Ooh,
Rest in peace.
Brian Wilson's wife.
From the Beach Boys.
His wife
just died.
Oh, shit. Right. I'm sorry.
Rest in peace, Russ.
I thought you were making some joke.
I mean, I was.
Oh, fuck. Wow.
Brian Wilson.
Scream Factory.
Scream Factory.
Going to release the classic remake of... Keep going. I don't know. I was trying to get over this
awkward moment about Brian Wilson. Yes. All right, Russ. Let's keep moving. Lindsay, before we get moving, anything out there to share?
Too many pet sounds.
Yeah, so folks are saying that they read that the Conan stuff is going to ship February 20th.
February 20th. That's when my Conan is due to arrive.
Wasn't it initially pushed back further? So that's good news. I thought
it's not good news, Russ. No, it's not good news.
It's great news.
They were all supposed to come out the same day. Now mine's coming out a month later.
Perception's a motherfucker. This is great for me. Look here. You don't have to wait till February 20th. You can hold on to this for the next 5 minutes.
Thanks, Russ. What's this blue thing in here? This blue thing caught my eye. What is that? Is that the poster? Is it blue, the original poster?
Yeah.
Is it? What's blue about? What's blue about?
It came with a poster for Nirvana's Nevermind.
Oh, man, it smells so good.
I know. It does.
Those new posters smell awesome.
Dude, you're like me. I know everyone watching this.
Oh, it's just a badass picture of Arnold. That's all. That's all it is. It's just Arnold holding a sword.
Look what you're missing.
Are you going to frame that? You should.
See? You got to wait till February 20th to relive that moment.
I better get that poster. I don't know what all the extras are. I better get all the extras you got. I better get both booklets. This is bullcrap.
What are you going to fap to for the next month?
Well, before one other thing, Russ, before we got into the news, I did want to talk to you about one movie that I saw. Something that the fans out there in the last live stream that we had, there was a lot of viewers that were shouting out Godzilla -1. I don't know why they were. I can't remember why, actually. I don't know what came up, but I remember there was a lot of chatter out there about going to see Godzilla -1, already having seen it, wanting to see it in the black and white version, hoping it comes home in 4K soon, like this whole thing, which, like I said, I can't really remember why. But just so happens I saw Godzilla -1, minus color, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you.
please.
You told me you were going to go see Wonka, and you bailed. We were both going to give a movie review. Well, not a review. I don't want to give a full review. I just want to give a high level take on what I thought.
All right, well, here's my quick take, really quick.
Okay.
What happened with Wonka, and then I'll let you indulge. No. So my son, he had already seen it. He was dragged to the theater. Basically, he didn't care to see it, but he went to see it. I asked him like a week or so ago, "Hey, you want to watch a movie or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
And at first, he wanted, I forget what he suggested first, but after that he went, no, I want to watch Wonka. And I was like, really? I didn't hear you say anything about that. It just surprised me that, he's not into movies like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he wanted to watch it again just caught my eye. Also, my mother saw it. And I know for a fact her thoughts were like ours.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't want to see that. The original's a classic, yada. She liked it. So I'm kind of curious. That's two people who I was not expecting to get into this movie. I'm just curious now to see what it is.
I have an immediate reaction of, no, I'm not going to watch that thing. Same.
Right. But I mean, if you have a child there, I'm not going to, no.
I will say, but what I will
We're
say,
watching Clockwork Orange. Come on.
Put him through boot camp before we watch this stuff. No, but it's directed by the guy that did Paddington 2. And you know how much you've heard about Paddington 2? I've heard people have cried and it's changed their lives. And I'm like, what is this Paddington 2? I know what Paddington is.
It's this generation Shawshank Redemption.
It sounds like it. There's a Paddington 1, a Paddington 2.
He gets raped and everything.
He does go to jail. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I just heard so much about how emotionally charged and wonderful these movies are. And then I saw that it was directed by this guy. I was like, okay, well, maybe that charm is there, even though I don't want to say disgusted by the thought of Timothée Chalamet or the thought of him as Wonka, but I don't know. It's just not.
I just get violently ill.
It's not my immediate oh my God, Timothée Chalamet is going to be the prequel to a movie I love from my childhood. It just doesn't click for me. Not to say it shouldn't click with others.
Reaction
is
to
it?
Timothée Chalamet, unless maybe there's some.
I don't want to throw
girls out there or something. I have no idea.
I don't want to throw too much hate at Timothée Chalamet. I haven't seen enough of his work.
But here's an added thing to that Paddington talk. Like you, I've heard all the raves. I've never seen Paddington 2, but I did see the first one.
Yeah.
The first one was solid as hell. So
is that the one with Nicole Kidman?
No, it's my girl from Shape of Water and all that. What's her name? Sally Burnett.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a movie called Happy Go Lucky. I liked. We're real UK centric right
Very
now.
UK centric.
I like it. No, but dude, the first Paddington was actually a really good kids movie. When I watched it, I was like, that was pretty good. And then I heard all that stuff about the second one, and I was almost scared to watch. I still am, because I'm like, it can't be that fucking good.
Well, people want him to make a 3, and he went off and did Wonka.
Yeah. So instead, I watched Blank Man. And that was that was better than I thought it was going to be.
I haven't seen Blank Man in so long.
Godzilla
minus 1. Squared. So let me just talk about Godzilla minus 1 really quick, and just as I'm kind of going through just a couple of my main thoughts. I'm curious to know if the audience out there that has seen this feels the same way. Let us know. Kind of type your thoughts in as we go, and if you haven't seen it, let me know if this sounds like it's up your alley. But it wasn't a movie that I really ever thought I was going to see, to be honest. I had heard, all the chatter, like I said, and I had seen some reviews too, just headlines, just about how excellent it was. And not just that it was these websites that were saying it was excellent. There would be quotes from filmmakers within the Godzilla universe, people that have done Godzilla movies and so forth, that were like, wow, this is how you do a Godzilla movie.
Roland Emmerich?
Actually, we didn't get a quote from him.
No,
he's still hiding after putting that Godzilla out. But there was just so much what seemed to me like universal praise, and then all these comments. So like I said, it's just a Godzilla movie is just another thing. It's not really on my radar. I'm not going to probably go and see that. But lo and behold, Lindsay, the producer, actually bought the tickets out of the blue as a little family outing. I was like, okay, well, let's go check this thing out. And it turns out that the color version, which debuted in December, I guess. It's already out of the theater, and the only one that was in the theater at that time for 1 week only was the minus color edition version, which was just at our theater, at least for 1 week. I don't know if that was that limited of a run for everyone, but we only had 1 week to see it. We didn't even know that. It just so happened we saw it, and I was only there for 3 more days. So it's kind of almost serendipity that we got the chance to see it.
It was, man. Stars aligned.
The stars aligned. And again, just going back to saying I never thought I would go see a Godzilla movie. I never thought I would say these words either after seeing it, and that it was outstanding. Like outstanding from a point of, it's probably one of my favorite like theater experiences in a really long time.
Nice.
Again, based on the reviews, I expected entertainment. Like I mean, come on, like at least there's going to be something there. Like not all these people are going to like fawn over this thing and it not be at least entertaining. So I was like, okay, you know, my son's there. He's going to love it. I'll love it as a result. We're all going to have a good time. Me, Lindsay, and so forth. But you know, and the other thing I will mention too, before I go into the movie itself, is that black and white shift was such a tone changer that, you know, you kind of don't really know what to expect when they're saying like, oh, this is a black and white version of this film that's also in color. But the way that that they did it and like kind of specifically went in and color tuned it for black and white, they didn't just like flip a switch to change it to like monochrome. They like went in there and like purposely did stuff. It was such a different feeling that it's hard to describe unless you see it. It actually made Godzilla terrifying because there were certain scenes where it's like at night and like half of him's in a shadow and, you know, it's just very spooky and eerie. So it was kind of an interesting tonal shift, and it actually also heightened the drama elements with the characters because this is based in like 1940s Japan, whereas everything's just been decimated by like nukes from like World War II. So like a lot of people have like lost everything. People are going back to their homes that fought in the war to nothing. So this black and white just makes everything feel like super down, you know, really, really interesting.
I definitely want to see that in black and white.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. But
you know, it's really funny. Similar to you, this was not on my radar at all. And I'm not really into the kaiju.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce it correctly? I'm not really. I don't hate it. It just never grabbed me.
Yeah.
And like you, I saw a lot of chatter about it, even on our channel. And because it's Godzilla and we're a physical media channel and there's, you know, how many Godzilla movies, I assumed this was an older movie.
Yeah.
that people were just referencing.
Yeah. And
then you texted me on the side. I could tell you genuinely loved it because you actually texted me.
Yeah.
And you rarely do that after watching a movie. And you were just like, I can't believe this. This was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
And
okay.
And let me
my immediate thought was, oh, this is a new movie.
Dude, let me
loved it.
Yeah, let me try to sell it to you because I feel like there are things about it that would possibly speak to you as well, and you might react to this movie in a similar way that I did, because I feel like you maybe are similar to me in the sense that's like, we're not seeking out Godzilla movies. Like, I'm just not. Like, I like Pacific Rim and like these like big, you know, kind of spectacles, but I'm just not seeking them out. Not that I have anything against it.
I do like the idea of civilization being wiped out.
Well, you get plenty of that.
In film and in reality.
Well, you do get plenty of that. So let me try to sell it to you, or let me at least try to explain to you why it really
Big fan of catastrophic attacks.
Then you're going to love this movie. You're going to love this movie. No shit. Character development, the characters themselves. I think that is obviously one of the things that takes any movie and takes it to a next level. If you care legitimately about the people that you're watching, and you know, it does, like, there are probably Godzilla movies and other movies like it where if everyone dies, who cares? That's part of the entertainment. So you're not really spending too much time getting to know anyone, or at least not on a very deep level. This movie to me was almost like a drama about the sadness and despair of the Japanese people's experience after World War II, with Godzilla sort of shoehorned in there to give this extra element of terror that these people now also have to face. The story itself is actually touching. It's like a very deep sort of what do you want to say? Like, it's,
has that never been done before?
No, and that dude,
seems like very obvious to me.
And I
would assume that movie's been made before,
dude. And that
wow.
and I've never seen, and correct me if I'm wrong out there, I've never seen or even heard of a Godzilla movie where Godzilla himself is not about the Godzilla. The Godzilla is an analogy for almost an opportunity for this Japanese people who have been completely decimated to almost rewrite history and reclaim some hope for themselves by standing up to yet another insurmountable challenge that is thrust upon them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Dude, it's deep. Like, I was not expecting, like, and I'm telling you, the way it plays out, it's like there are 4 really awesome Godzilla set pieces in this movie. That's it. Like, and they're awesome. They last a good amount of time, but this is like so much more in a way about these people, so that when Godzilla shows up, you are so terrified of not only him because he's done so well, like the CGI is like great, but the people that are involved, like you're just scared for them, like legitimately.
Yeah.
And it borrows a lot from different movies, like, you know, like Jaws and such, where there's a lot of water elements to this Godzilla film. And you see that a lot, like reference, only because there's, you know, a lot of this like slow creeping dread of what could happen to these people in this tiny boat that they're out there in this couple of scenes. But it was really, really excellent from that perspective. The other thing that I feel like really, really popped off is the score.
I was just about to ask you, was there a new Wallflower song in it?
There was not a P. Diddy song.
No?
There was not a Wallflower song.
Oh.
No.
What, is this even a Godzilla movie?
Dude, this score, it's a real score, like an orchestra. It has basically like three main parts or three main components throughout this movie. One is of like a dreadful horror motif with like these really low lying like violins, like just this tense like feeling. One is this like really triumphant, like beautiful, like crescendo of like a piece. And then another is like the classic Godzilla soundtrack that they use. Like it's like that.
That's P. Diddy.
Oh. Yeah. P. Diddy, he shows up on the back of a Godzilla.
He ain't showing up anywhere nowadays.
No,
man.
he's canceled.
Yeah, he would have been in this movie, but Cassie got to him.
But if you're a Godzilla fan, they do a great job referencing that too. Like I know enough about Godzilla to know, okay, this is the moment where they're going to like give you that throwback to, you know, like the music and everything else. But dude, it just, everything was firing, like everything.
And it sounds like when they're hitting the familiar beats or hitting the like what you're expecting.
Yeah.
It seems like they're delivering on that as well.
They
Not
are.
only on an emotional level, but
Yes.
on the actual popcorn element as well.
It really was.
You sold me. I want to see it now.
And for anybody that wants to just even know a little bit more about like the carnage element, the destruction element, like the Godzilla like heat ray, which they always kind of like tease in the trailer and stuff, it's just as awesome as like you can probably imagine. I don't know how it's been depicted on screen before, but it's just such a spectacle when he is on screen. And then when you don't have him there, you're not waiting for him to come back. It's not like, oh, when's Godzilla back? You know what I mean? Like when he comes, it's like, holy shit. But before that, you're actually invested in what's going on. And that's why I say this movie is different than I totally expected. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, definitely, if you still have an opportunity, check it out. Cool. If not, consider it when it comes home. I can't wait to get this thing on 4K, and I really hope both versions are there. I want to see the color, but dude, that black and white, man, it was so crazy watching
adjust
it.
your TV, even if it doesn't
Yeah.
come with an option, dude. Come
Just
on.
take it back. I don't know, just watching a Godzilla movie, a modern movie in black and white that really touched all those notes was just such a crazy experience. So I'm passionate about it.
It sounds. I want to see it now after hearing your thoughts. Because, I mean, dude, I like that character. You know that. You know me.
That's
I
what I'm
like
saying.
the characterization aspect. And I don't think a Godzilla film has done that since Matthew Broderick, where I felt like, okay, I'll spend time with this character for an eternity. I enjoyed that. I was mad when it cut to Godzilla, like the one time it did in that movie. I'm not kidding. Now, what was the one with
Come with me.
Kick-Ass?
What Kick-Ass?
With Bryan Cranston.
Oh, Godzilla?
Yeah.
2016 or something?
God, that was bad.
It's awful.
I hope nobody gets mad at that. Oh,
I didn't like it either. And I didn't like it. I did not like it.
Whoa.
I didn't like it.
I'd rather watch that Breaking Bad episode where he chases a fly. For real.
So that's my mini review of Godzilla. Let some time pass. If we get this thing at home on physical media, maybe I'll do a full review. Maybe you'll have a chance to watch it, Russ. What does everybody think out there, Godzilla -1? Am I saying the truth? Is there anybody that disagrees? Any other notes anyone would like to add? What are we feeling out there?
If you're not speaking the truth, you are on their payroll.
We have one person in the chat, Otaku, that said those are similar themes to the original Godzilla in 1954.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know so little. That's cool. I mean, I don't know enough about the original Godzilla and the themes there, but the way that it was done in this film was just, like I said, it was almost like some of those people, if it wasn't a Godzilla movie, I would expect some of those people to maybe even be nominated for some kind of like award, just because the story, the directing, the script, like whatever, it was just so powerful. It really was. What else? Anybody else out there seeing Godzilla -1 minus color?
Not seeing any of that just yet, but
What else we got?
Hey, Zeus is curious to know your thoughts on Poor Things.
Oh gosh, Jesus wants to know what we think about Poor Things. I haven't seen Poor Things, but I want to so bad.
What Matt doesn't know
is
is
that
I got
the Yorgos
tickets.
movie?
Yeah, I love him so much. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, you know me. I love Killing of a Sacred Deer. I liked The Favorite. You showed me that. I can't get out of my head. All I know is the trailer for Poor Things. But I saw a meme once that it said, "Just remember, this is a remake of Frankenhooker," which we're going to be talking about Basket Case here soon.
Yes.
But after watching the trailer, thinking about Frankenhooker, I'm like, whoa, this is like the
Same thing.
Which, of course, now I have to watch it because I want to see a highbrow take
On Frankenhooker.
Yeah. Want a date? I want to hear Emma Stone say, "Want a date? Want a date?"
I've never seen Frankenhooker.
You're missing out, dude. Watch Frankenhooker before you watch Poor Things.
Okay.
You won't understand Poor Things unless you see Frankenhooker.
You won't. Yeah, it's like the lore I need.
Deals. Yeah. Kind of like what you missed with Godzilla. That was a shout out to the original, like my man pointed out.
Yeah. Okay.
But Frankenhooker, then Poor Things.
Then Poor Things. Well, what's your thoughts on Poor Things? Should we see it? Did you not like it?
Then that one where he's a lobster.
I didn't see The Lobster. I saw Dogtooth. That one was
We didn't
weird.
see anything. Tom Selleck told us that.
We don't see anything. We definitely didn't see Quigley Down Under, and that riled up the crowd. That riled us up. We talked about not knowing, or I talked about not knowing what Quigley Down Under was, and you about thought I, shot someone's dog. I'm going to get to see Quigley, okay, everyone? I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best.
Since our last live stream, though, where we offended the Quigley fan base, going through, when I was editing some of the clips in, that movie does look really good. I watched one scene with Alan Rickman and him sitting down and having a conversation, and it was badass. Just them two talking.
The imagery of that box,
It's
having never seen or heard of it with the name in the box, it was laughable.
It's the name and the mustache.
I'm sorry. I didn't grow up with it. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Anyway,
Silverado's still trash, but I hear you on that.
There was a lot of Silverado love.
And it's not trash. I've never seen it.
Thank you. There was a lot of Silverado
Dude,
love.
we should do a whole live stream about movies we haven't seen. Just to fucking irk everybody.
If it was we have seen, it'd been over in 10 minutes.
We'll give our in-depth thoughts on the MCU.
Last time, is it Infinity Wars or Infinity War?
It'll just be us going back and forth. No, I didn't see it.
I just saw the Avengers for the first time.
I was surprised by that. I figured everyone's seen the first Avengers.
I didn't.
Wow, what did you think?
I did not like it at all.
You didn't like it?
No.
You know what's funny? And I told our friend who showed us the Avengers recently, it played so surprisingly quaint. I saw it when it came out, and I guess we've evolved so far. This genre has gone so far. That played like an indie movie compared to
what it is now.
Ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Wow, you hated it? I don't hate it.
I could talk on this forever,
I bet
so
you
I'm going to skip
people are
it.
pissed off in the comments about you hating Avengers than not seeing Quigley Down Under.
Russ, we got to get into the news. I can't talk about this, but I did want to mention one other thing.
Avengers Assemble. What?
I do want to mention one other thing. Honest question for the audience out there too. I want everybody to pay attention to what I'm about to say. So we actually got someone reached out to us to invite us onto a podcast.
Oh yeah.
And it's our very first invite, you guys and gals. And I felt very honored that someone wanted to talk to us at all, actually. Someone that has followed the channel at least for a little while and said, hey, I want to talk to those idiots and invite them onto my platform.
And I recognized the channel as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a, we've been scammed before. We've been offered some salacious.
Who offered us?
I've been offered drugs.
People have met Russ in person. Are they still out there? Remember when someone came to your work looking for you?
Looking for me?
They were like, yeah. Remember that?
That's him. That's the guy who hates true lies. Get him.
Somebody. They've been looking for you. They've been waiting. No.
That was sweet. That was totally what if they're watching right now and you're just accusing them of being stalkers?
No. Oh, yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, we just ran into each other.
It was very nice. No, it was
I
very
felt
nice.
awkward because I didn't know what to say. I was So what's your favorite movie? Like, I didn't know. Now I have something in my head just in case it happens.
See, you hear that? It's all pre-planned. If you ever bump into any of us out there, there's going to be a pre-planned script that's going to kick in. You're not going to get the real
pre-planned script. I'm just going to meet you and go, you ever read the Bible? What is this passage I got memorized? Sort of fits the occasion. Ezekiel 20. And I was going to go in the whole damn thing. No, it was just because, I don't. They were very nice. Nothing. I was.
No,
awkward.
of course.
But yeah, let's get into the news. Thanks for bringing that up, Matt.
No. So this guy Steelbook Obsessed, that's his YouTube channel and his Instagram handle. He invited us onto his channel, and we're talking back and forth, planning something hopefully for the end of February, which will be pretty cool. Let you guys know when that goes on. Maybe you can come over and hear that conversation. Like I said, just flattered to be invited. But I also wanted to ask, now that that's happened, who are some people that you all watch out there, whether it's movie review channels or physical media review channels, that you feel like we should consider collaborating with as well? Maybe there's someone out there that you feel we would gel with, somebody that's, nice. Somebody that, you feel like would make sense, or someone that could just be maybe good simpatico as well with us.
We want a girl with extensions in her hair. Earrings, at least 2 pairs. Fendi bag and a bad attitude is what we're looking for.
I am looking for that.
Yeah.
So Russ has given his criteria, but let us know. Let us know out
they
there.
Can walk with a switch and talk with street slang. I love it when YouTube channels ain't scared to do their thing, man.
We certainly aren't. So if Lindsay, the producer, collect some of those names, get some of those names for us, write those down. We'll maybe be reaching out so we can see. Maybe I want to spread our love to the rest of the community out there, Russ, and maybe beyond.
Yeah, and let me know if you guys think we should link up with LL Cool J. I think it's a good idea.
I'm sure we could get him. What's he doing these days?
A lot.
Is it?
Dude, what the fuck? You always make fun of LL Cool J, Matt. This dude's
Do
a
I?
legend.
Is he?
I don't know. You always have some smirk on your face. When
I don't know. I think he's kind of silly.
Silly. He's one of the greatest fucking rappers
These
of all
days.
time,
These days.
He's a legend. He's a goat.
These days, though.
He literally...
When he shows up on Sears commercials and kisses his fingers, it's silly.
Good for him.
But it's silly to me.
And he's also doing a hip-hop podcast. He's also doing a tour called Rock the Bells, which honors hip-hop legends. He's doing a lot. Shut up. Man's a goat. He literally came up with the term goat.
Did he?
Yes. He was the first one to use the term GOAT and called himself the greatest of all time.
LL, I know you're watching. I'm sorry.
He was nominated for a Grammy. This is how good he was in an R&B category because there was no best rap category yet. And he was nominated because that's how big he was.
Was he nominated for his performance in Toys?
No. The song in Wildcats won best original song at the 1986 Oscars, man.
I love you, LL. Sorry, Russ. Man, I pushed a hot button.
I am never gonna sing with you ever again. It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings, and that's why we're here to sing. Fuck off, Matt.
Anyone else?
Biz Marquee too.
I love Biz Marquee. Any other LL Cool J hate in the chat? So let's move on to the news.
Derailed.
This did get derailed. Let's talk about Umbrella. You want to talk about umbrellas?
I like LL Cool J more than Rihanna.
I have no strong feelings on Rihanna's music career.
See, this is what happens when we go to live streaming instead of editing.
There's no editing you out. So, Russ, let's talk about...
I noticed you brought Lindsay, the producer, in here.
I did.
I'm slowly getting phased out.
Yeah, Lindsay, the producer, is going to be sitting there next.
Russ talks about LL Cool J too much.
I liked our DMX conversation better. So, let's talk about some physical media, for God's sakes. Tonight, we're going to be covering Shout, Scream, Arrow, Umbrella, and a couple other rando rumors. And maybe, if you're lucky, LL Cool J some more. But first... I want to talk about Umbrella, my favorite Australian label. Maybe the only one that's any good. No, well, Via Vision and Imprint, they're from Australia as well, and I do like them. Yeah. They put out my Regarding Henry.
Umbrella
release.
slaps. They just we need more 4Ks.
I know that was going to be basically my point this whole time. Seriously, like just the 4K element is missing there.
Every title they announce, I'm like, yes.
I know.
Blue.
But dude, their April slate was pretty interesting, and I felt like there was some titles in there that really, God, it was like, wow, like you said, if they were 4K, I'd be like maybe even considering it. There is a little bit of a price element to what they're putting out, at least for me, as far as how much they cost, as well as what is the shipping and so forth. But let's talk about a few that recently were announced, and if you're out there and you're an Umbrella fan, let us know. All these titles are coming out April 17th, and they're all Blu-ray. And the first one is Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe, Russ. And you've got your copy right there.
I do.
Masters of the Universe on Blu-ray.
I would have upgraded to 4K because that set that they're putting out looks incredible. But I'm going to be stuck with this one until Vinegar Syndrome or somebody gets the rights.
I do like that art. Hold it up for the camera.
It fits.
It looks great.
It's goofy.
It is. I love that. I love that. I think that art is so good. I know. It is. It's great. But like you said, even although 4K would be nice, this literally looks like the best thing that has ever been conceived for Masters of the Universe up to this point.
The only thing on here is a feature-length commentary by the director, Jean-Luc Godard.
Jean-Luc Godard. Can I get a fact check on that? Jean-Luc Godard.
It's his son, Gary Godard.
Gary Godard. So
that really is his name, Gary Godard.
Gary Godard. So here we have, Russ, Masters of the Universe, and we've got two different versions. This is the regular version here. And both of them have the same, like, really awesome features, by the way. And you're getting like a regular case, and regular Amaray case that slides into a, little bit of a more rigid slip case, not a slip cover. But a slip case.
I learned that.
I know.
Somebody in the comments pointed that out, and I was so truthful. All these years, I never made that distinction.
Slip cases slides in left to right. Slip cover, it goes over top. I also thought that was called an O-ring.
I'm going to need a sign with like an arrow pointing up that says slip case.
I know.
And an arrow pointing to the left or right. I messed it up right there. I
know. I'm going to need like a legend. I'm going to need like all the different terms. Can we get some fact checkers in the chat? So this is what the regular edition looks like. Like I said, this is coming from Umbrella, and it comes for $31. That's what this one is. And then the features here, this is what you're getting for the features. They include a new Masters of the Universe, Tales of the Sequel That Never Was, with filmmaker Albert Plaion and others. Rest in peace to Albert. He passed away. He was the director of...
I'd say, why do I know that name?
He was the director of Cyborg. With Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I think there's one other one. That's what I know him from, but there's one other one that he's really well known for, I think.
I don't think I would have known that.
Let me see.
He has to have another
film
credit.
Albert Plaion. Let's see. Can the chat get it before me? The Sword and the Sorcerer.
That's it. No. Dude.
And Kickboxer 2.
The original Kickboxer?
No, Kickboxer 2. But anyway, he's on there. Tales of the Sequel That Never Was with that filmmaker and some other people. You get a audio commentary with your boy Gary Godard, or is it Goddard? I like Godard.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Electric Boogaloo, extended interviews with actor Dolph Lundgren, director Gary Godard, producer Ed Pressman.
I like Gary Godard.
Gary Godard. Special effects supervisor Richard Edlund. Behind the Legend archival featurette, a canon film, sci-fi, and fantasy trailer reel, which sounds cool. And then an Easter egg. Let me know if you find it. Whoever gets this, let me know if you find it. It's not going to tell you what it is.
Wait. That's an interesting... Are Easter eggs still a thing?
Yeah, they're still a thing.
Are they on 4K? I've never once...
No, I don't know.
Since getting into the 4K game, I've never once searched for Easter eggs. Or remember those on DVDs?
Yeah.
That was the coolest shit in the world back in the day.
That used to be a thing.
Where you'd find something. Like, I remember on... the Godfather trilogy, there was one Easter egg where if you did whatever, it pulled up the scene from The Sopranos where they're discussing
that's cool.
Godfather 1 and 2. That was a fun one.
That was fun. Let me know if you know about this one out there. The Memento DVD was so awesome. It was like a file folder at a doctor's office that you would open up, and it had all this cool stuff inside. When you pop the disc in, it was almost a puzzle to figure out how to get to it. How to even play the movie was strange. And then there was all these branching like arrows and menus you could take to try to find special features. Dude, it was like a chore to find this shit.
At least that, I mean, it could be frustrating, but at least that makes sense with Memento.
It does.
You want to know a frustrating one?
What?
Was the Nightmare on Elm Street box set on DVD, that one that was black. Do you remember what it looked like? But anyway, there was a special features disc, but to get to a lot of the features, like the blooper or the interview or whatever, you had to play a game to get to them each time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was frustrating.
That's
as hell.
terrible.
It was like a disc of Easter eggs you had to go through just to find like a 2-minute clip of Robert Englund, you know, talking.
Anybody out there feel that pain? Who else has got a story like that? Lindsay, the producer, give me anything. What do you got? Nobody. The chat's dead. The chat's dead silent. They're like, Masters of the Universe. What? Here is the collector's deluxe edition, which is coming from, you know, Umbrella. And this is the editions that we're most familiar with and the ones that like make us, you know, get excited when these things come out. And this has got like a ton of stuff, obviously. But again, it's Blu-ray, but it's such a nice package. Now, this is $55. And this comes with basically, like I said, all the same features. But you're also going to get 48-page book with behind the scenes, classic poster art, obviously, poster art slipcase or custom poster art slipcase, 8 replica lobby cards, a reversible poster, and a limited edition numbered release.
I don't think Umbrella releases typically go region free either. Because, you know, sometimes...
I feel like every Australian disc I've ever had has, but you could be right.
Really?
I thought so.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's
I don't
the
know.
opposite.
I don't know.
Ever since that slipcase thing, dude, I'm just questioning reality.
Everything. The only thing that they don't really share about anything about here is a transfer. So it's almost like you don't know if you're just getting the same thing you already have, just in this kind of new deluxe packaging, which, you know, if this is all we're ever going to get, this is all we're ever going to get, but it doesn't mention it anywhere.
I don't think this is all we're going to get, because a lot of Umbrella titles have releases in other territories. And I think this title has enough cult love and is specific to the audience who collects.
Yeah.
I don't see this being our only option, which is why I'm holding out.
So,
I mean, because this is beautiful.
It is. It is. And it's $55. And we were talking about them not doing 4K. If they were 4K, this would probably be $65. And then with shipping, you're probably looking at like crazy.
Yeah.
It just gets a little much. But for locals, I mean, this company is awesome.
Oh, yeah. If I was an Aussie, dude, this would be like my favorite.
Thoughts on Masters of the Universe out there? I mean, you're a fan of this movie.
I am.
You're a fan. You own it. What about the people out there? Anybody care about Masters of the Universe? Dolph Lundgren, our friend Roger, if you're out there, this is his good film. He loves
Frank
it.
Langella's best
so
performance.
Brent Madison said that he admits it. He ordered the Masters Ultimate Big Set Edition.
Brent Madison,
region free from Australia.
And what was it? Duty free?
It's region free.
It is region
Oh,
free.
it is region
What was
free.
your total price that you paid with shipping? What did you have to pay, Brent? Let us know. And then I feel like we talked about, I'm just curious. We talked about this too, though. I could see this being a VSU from Vinegar Syndrome.
So could I.
This could be a VSU in a heartbeat.
Honestly, I could see this being any boutique label. But yeah, you're right. VSU is what feels the most target.
Yeah, I feel like this could totally be that. I had only seen this once as a kid. I saw it in a drive-in, but we recently watched it together not that long ago. And I remember kind of feeling like, wow, they really tried hard in this movie. I kind of gave it an A for effort. It wasn't a great movie,
totally
so to
is.
speak, but as far as the effort they tried to put into this thing,
It's better than what
It's decent.
It's way better than it should be.
yeah.
That's what I always took away from it. And for me, this was a staple growing up. This was always on like Encore. Or,
Right.
I don't even think it was HBO. I think it was on Encore.
Yeah.
You know, it was something. I mean, I saw it a lot as a kid, and I wasn't as familiar with the cartoon growing up, so none of that stuff bothered me.
No.
That it was so far removed from, you know, He-Man lore. I didn't care at all. It was clearly riffing on Back to the Future and
So many
Star
things.
Wars.
Yeah.
And it was clearly trying to be whatever they thought in their heads was going to be popular and just riff on pop culture shit. But it strangely works for me. I don't know. I like the colors in it. It's funny.
You like Dolph?
Yeah, he's fine. Everyone's fine in it acting. I think Frank Langella is incredible in this. He should be in another movie, honestly. He's badass in this. The fucking
Makeup is great.
Makeup is great in this too. Like I said, the things that even in other canon films, but just other films in general with half this budget or with double this budget, I've seen worse. Like, it's incredible that how much works in this movie.
I was a big He-Man fan, and it pissed me off.
I know. I've always heard that over the years.
Pissed me
why
right
I
off.
said it. Yeah.
It was, and I think that's why rewatching it this most recent time, I was so removed from my He-Man loving past that I could like objectively watch this thing, because at the time I was expecting like a literal representation of He-Man, the show I loved, and what I got was anything but that.
Dude, and not only
Anything but
Canon,
that.
not only could Canon not afford that in the 80s, most studios couldn't afford to do a faithful adaptation of a
Yeah.
space odyssey opera type show.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, like I said, and the fact that Canon did it and did it well is impressive. Is, you know.
What's the chat saying, Lindsay, the producer?
Well, we've got a price and a coupon code from Brent Madison.
Brent Madison, there's a coupon code for
Wow, Brent.
Umbrella Entertainment
I'm not sure if it's from Umbrella, but he scored it for $61.75.
with shipping.
I'm not sure if it's with shipping, but Thomas Desort also said that he pre-ordered his for $61 also, and he hasn't owned it or seen it before,
Wow.
but he loved the cartoon as a kid, so hopefully he'll be okay.
Oh, you love the cartoon as a kid. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, like if you just heard what I said, don't go into it thinking you're getting any faithful adaptation. You're getting character names that you remember, some likenesses that you remember, but that's about it.
Do you think this would be a good example? Because I know you're a fan of this, as I am as well. Look at it like the Brady Bunch movie to the show The Brady Bunch.
I love the Brady
Like
Bunch
the Shelley
movie.
Long,
But
and
yeah.
Gary Cole. I do too. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. But I'm saying it's kind of like that. It's like, don't expect a faithful thing, but expect a riff on it.
Okay. I can't.
I mean, they're
can't-
literally like they're bringing He-Man on to Earth. They're bringing the Bradys into the 90s. Like I'm saying, you're gonna get just know what you're getting.
know what you're getting. You hear that for you that haven't seen it up there?
I guess you didn't agree with me at all on that one.
I don't know, Russ.
You do understand the Brady Bunch movies are a little bit darker humor than what the show was.
A little, yeah, of
A
course.
little, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's different, but you're
All
getting the names and the likenesses, and
Well, okay.
like you can view it almost as a parody.
I think I can now. Back then,
Yeah.
it really rubbed me the wrong way.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Sheila, Mossman.
Are those the characters?
Those are characters I like.
They didn't
Man at
use
Arms.
their names, but there was like a weird sort of
She-Ra, He-Man.
like, was Chelsea Field supposed to be She-Ra?
I don't know. Who was Courtney Cox supposed to be? Anyhow,
Monica?
any other comments before we move on to the next title from Umbrella? All right, so let's see here. The next one, Russ.
Tom Ace.
The next one I was actually more interested. Tom Ace.
I don't know why that makes me laugh. The way he said his name's the Ace. Tom Ace.
A title I'm actually a little more excited, or was more excited for than Master of the Universe, is Tank Girl. And this is another one that I saw so long ago when it came out. And I saw it because I really liked Lori Petty, and I was curious to see this movie that she was in next, right after, a couple of things that she was in, like League of Their Own and Point Break. And then there's this follow-up, and I was like, let me see what this is all about. And I kind of remember, I can't say that I did or didn't like it, but I feel like I need to rewatch it. Have you seen it in a while? What's your thought?
I've seen it in recent years, yeah. I like it, but I know what I'm getting.
What are you getting?
You're getting a cult movie. you're getting.
That's probably why as a kid I didn't like it, maybe.
All right, here's a good gauge.
Good gauge.
You've seen, or a good test.
Yes.
You've seen Freddy's Dead.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on that? Could you enjoy? You probably thought
Not my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street.
not at all. Would you think it's kind of dumber than the other one, sillier?
I feel like
more
that
comic booky.
seemed like
or
that's what they
here's
were
the
doing.
Power Glove.
Yeah.
Or here's Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
And it's a little hokey and like on its nose.
Yeah.
Almost like John Waters-esque in some ways.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same director. It's Rachel Talalay who made it. It's the same thing. And I kind of attribute my thoughts on Tank Girl are similar to Freddy's Dead, where it's, you could hate this for being, bad, or you can take it for what it is and what it is meant to be. Like Rachel Talalay knew what she was doing when she did Freddy's Dead in this. No one was sitting around thinking, hey, we're going to make Ice-T a kangaroo and this is going to be like the most legit shit in the world. It's crazy. It's a crazy world. It's amped up.
That's probably why, like I said, I didn't appreciate it as a kid, but which is why I want to watch it again now, because I feel like I might be able to appreciate it differently. Because as a kid, you're going into it based off the trailer, and you're like, "What am I watching now?"
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh dude, yeah. I'm glad I didn't.
You know what I
see
mean?
This. I didn't see this when it came out. I'm
yeah.
glad I didn't. I would have had the same reaction you
Yeah.
did. It would have been too weird and off. I wouldn't have got things that now I look at them and I'm laughing at them, either at it or with it. But back then, it would have been too odd for me as like a 11-year-old to pick up on that.
And it also has my girl Naomi Watts in it, and I don't remember. I definitely didn't know her then.
She's like a main.
She's like her
character,
sidekick
too.
or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Naomi Watts was at the time that I saw this, but now that I do know it and saw her name in the credits, I was like, wow, that's crazy. She's in this too, as like her best friend or whatever it might be.
And Ice-T, man, as a kangaroo, you can't go wrong with
And your
that.
boy Malcolm McDowell, he's got that really cool part in it.
I actually forgot he was in that. And to be
he's
fair,
the villain.
I know. But to be fair, dude, Malcolm McDowell, he appears in a lot of shit. Like a lot.
But this was a cool part for him, I thought.
But I'm just saying, it's easy to forget when Malcolm McDowell's in something. He's in a ton of movies like this, and just in like small character roles and shit.
Well, you know how like the plot is they're like the water's scarce and he's like a water tyrant or something. There's that one device like very early on where he just like sticks it in a guy and it just like sucks water out and the guy like dies and he takes and just drinks it because it's fresh water.
Dude,
it's like a filter device thing that kills people.
Watch it. I don't even remember it.
That part always stuck with me.
All the stuff, I remember the musical number, everything else. I don't even remember a villain.
Yeah, he's a villain.
I do like it. I remember liking it.
Yeah. So anyway, so this is coming out from Umbrella. It came out previously as in a collector's edition from Shout Factory. Yeah. You have it. Let's see it.
It's right here.
There it is, collector's edition.
I guess it didn't come with a slip.
Guess not.
That's interesting.
So Umbrella's putting together their little collector's edition. And so let's see if this is going to tickle your fancy, Russ, since you are a buyer of Tank Girl merchandise and physical media.
And it's a comic book movie.
It is. Hey, what do you know about that?
Anyone out there is doing a movie night that has themes related to comics.
So just like the last one, regular, let's cut a regular case into a slip case. And then you've got these features, which there's two new ones, an interview with actor Doug Jones, who I didn't realize, I guess maybe he's in this. And then a video essay by Alexandra Heller Nicholas, who I see her name on a lot of stuff. Doing little featurettes. I don't know if she's one of them film historians. You see those names come up every once in a while.
Yeah,
Film historian.
I don't know, she...
Audio commentary with Talele and Lori Petty. And then this is kind of interesting. I'm assuming this is the same, but these next three featurettes, one's an interview with Rachel Talele, one's an interview with Lori Petty, and one's an interview with the production designer.
Who is an acclaimed director also.
Catherine Hardwicke.
Past this, yes. She did 13. She did that Lords of Dogtown, like not the documentary, but the movie that had Heath Ledger. I think she even ended up doing one of the Twilight movies.
Oh, wow. Well, what's interesting on here is those three people are doing interviews on the disc that you have, but the title of the featurette is different. So I'm assuming it's the same. It doesn't say new. I feel like they might have just renamed them.
I will say, though, the Revolution, I guess I'm thinking Revolution. I was thinking Gil Scott, Anarchy. From they're like song title references. Yeah, and then there's an archival featurette. So I don't know if you're getting, other than those two new things, anything different from that Shout Factory. So it is two new things. Artwork's sick.
This box set is so awesome. Everything about it I really like. I like this pink box.
Every artwork option you could ever want.
Yes, and it's got the original art. It's got the other poster art on this one slipcase, and then this, which is maybe new. I'm not sure, but. Yeah, dude, that art looks awesome.
And I'll say this, I want to make this a thing. This is the type of movie where if you included the soundtrack with it, I'd have ordered it. Yeah. I would have even settled for Blu-ray because like some of these films have such iconic soundtracks in a time where soundtracks were a big deal.
Yeah.
They were money makers. They were, taste makers. And this one, like there's a lot of classics in this movie.
Yeah, and this is again $55. Any Tank Girl fans out there? Anyone in the chat also pick up Tank Girl? Any interest in Tank Girl?
Yeah, well, it's funny you just said that the soundtrack was amazing because JCR321 said that he remembers Tank Girl as being ridiculous, but the soundtrack was excellent.
Can you name a song on it that I would remember?
The Bjork song. What would probably the only Bjork song? Not Human Behavior, but the other one
that I would know really well.
It's like the beat.
I don't know. I'm just picking up what you're putting down.
I know. I always do this. Dude,
I'm trying to get it.
I can't sing Bjork. It's not like
Give me that Bjork.
It's that one, Matt. You know.
I got it. Name that Bjork song in one note.
I'm like, oh shit, yeah. And I can't even remember the title of it. It was a single.
How does she do that?
Dude,
Stuff
it's
in
a
Human
very
Nature. I'm trying to remember how that goes. Or
Human
Human Nature.
Nature,
What's it
dude?
called? Human. Yeah.
Yeah, Human Nature is boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember her singing. Give me the singing.
There's nothing out of happiness, honey. I'm a human behavior. I like Bjork, dude. I don't give a fuck.
So anyway, Tank Girl
Hey, bring it back to movies. You ever seen Dancer in the Dark? Bjork, that's an incredible movie.
with
I'm
Bruce
gonna-
Springsteen.
Yeah.
Dancing in the dark.
Actually, got your girl Catherine Deneuve in it as well.
My girl,
I thought everyone, come on, everyone here.
Catherine Deneuve, and Charo twice. Famous flicks. Does anyone remember Celebrity Jeopardy on SNL? I feel like
That's
it's a
probably
really
the
random.
best thing Daryl Hammond did.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not even a huge Daryl Hammond fan, but
We're
him
way
and
off.
Sean
We're way off.
Connery
We're
was
way off
fucking
topic,
brilliant.
Russ. We're way off topic. People are
just move on to the next one. We got our Tank Girl shit out.
off the
Who
rails.
said that in the comments, Lindsay, the producer, about the soundtrack? The movie. They said the movie's ridiculous, but the soundtrack is fire. I couldn't agree more. It's ridiculous. It's just a question of, are you going to enjoy it or not? Not, is it a great film? It's, are you going to have a good time with it?
I would buy this before I would buy Masters of the Universe.
I actually think you'd probably like Masters of the Universe more.
Oh, really?
I do. I think because you're our age, we grew up in this era.
But I hated Masters of the Universe then. I kind of like it now. Kind of.
Again, it's one of those things kind of similar to what you were telling me about Possessor, just knowing you.
Yeah,
and I know
not
this
it.
movie. I don't think it's your style.
How many people are buying Tank Girl? We'll move on to the last Umbrella release that I thought was interesting, and I know you're a fan of as well. And that is COFFY. COFFY coming from Umbrella. And again, I'm just going to go right to
Why does COFFY have such a basic?
Let me just
there it
there
is.
we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I was going to say, let me get to the collector's edition.
All these other ones had these grand deluxe.
Yeah.
posters. The thing you pull up here just had a box.
So this is out same day, April 17th on Blu-ray. Umbrella Entertainment. Quentin Tarantino's one of his favorite movies that he references constantly. And this was previously released on Blu-ray by Arrow not that long ago. Did you pick this up on Arrow by any chance?
It was Arrow UK. It would have been an import. I don't think it was. Nah, I didn't get it.
Didn't get it. There was a Blu-ray for US as well, but Arrow did the UK.
I have it on
version.
DVD. It was like, what was it? Like Soul Cinema.
Yeah.
Classics or something.
Yeah, and I mean, I only know this film by name. I didn't watch it before we turned on the camera.
Things about it, or an element of it.
I know. I mean, just looking at this though, like I just want to say, like, how beautiful was Pam Grier? Like, I mean, I feel like I haven't seen enough young Pam Grier movies. Like, I know her from Jackie Brown, obviously, and that was, I mean, I regret to say, my almost first intro to Pam Grier. And I mean, she's beautiful then, but when you see some of these older films she was in, like, she was a really beautiful woman even back then.
I'm sure to a lot of white people, Jackie Brown was
Their first,
yeah,
their first intro.
But I was gonna say one thing you do know in Jackie Brown. You know the scores they use in it, like that art. It's the Roy Ayers music, like the boom and boom, boom.
Yeah,
that's all from COFFY.
Oh, okay.
All those
little
things.
interlude kind of thing.
Yeah. All that stuff. It's all it's lifted right from this movie, and that was still Tarantino never did scores, and that was for the longest time until Hateful Eight. Jackie Brown was the only one that had a score, but even that he was lifting it just from COFFY.
Gotcha.
Which is awesome because the Pam Grier.
Yeah. So, but obviously you've seen this movie.
Yes.
And you're a fan.
Yes.
Is this something you would have picked up 4K, or you're considering picking up even on Blue?
That box is incredible.
You picked up their kids in Blue.
4K, I did, and you know why? Because I don't see kids getting a 4K release in North America, or maybe at all. And it's the style of film that almost maybe benefits from being a little grimier as well.
Yeah.
So if another kid's, I just don't foresee it happening. I could see Coffee getting a international or a release in another territory and in 4K. But damn, this is the one I'd want.
Yeah, it's nice. Same thing. Like they got all the different poster arts and art styles that you can get.
And yeah, for like blaxploitation, this is a perfect one to jump into. If you don't know shit, this is a perfect one to watch. Even over Foxy Brown, which that one I feel like because of the rapper and all might have more name.
Yeah.
But Coffee's the one I'd say jump into first.
So this one again is the same price. It's $55. Let's look at the features really quick. So the features, so you're getting an audio commentary with writer-director Jack Hill, and then there should be a second bullet there. It's a Taste of Coffee, which is an interview with Jack Hill, 18 minutes. I mean, it's decent length. Baddest Chick in Town, interview with Pam Grier on Coffee and its follow-up Foxy Brown, and then a 58-minute feature-length documentary called Badass Cinema, plus a new Pam Grier trailer compilation, which that's pretty neat. It looks like, based on what I'm seeing on that arrow, they had a featurette titled Blaxploitation, which isn't here, but this release has this 58-minute documentary, which wasn't on the Arrow release. So, I mean, there's a little bit of a switch around in the features.
I might order it now.
Oh, why? Tell me, Russ.
I've seen that documentary. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, and Tarantino's in it. If it's the same one, it aired on like Showtime or something in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That's an awesome documentary.
Does anyone know that? Can we get a fact check in the
It was around an hour long. I remember that. Larry Cohen's a filmmaker. I remember... like if that, I will order it.
Badass Cinema
order this
feature-length documentary.
Dude, it's so good. I've had it downloaded, like sitting on a hard drive for like 15 years, and I just throw it on every once in a while.
Wow.
Like it's one of those ones. You know why it's hilarious? Oh, dude, like Afeni Shakur is in it.
Yeah.
Tupac's mother. If that's the same one, which I'm pretty sure it was called Badass Cinema, it's one of those which fucking Tarantino is in it, and obviously, dude, it's mostly black people talking about it. Guess what Tarantino's wearing in his interviews at this?
A Kangol hat.
Dude, it is so fucking cringy and like funny as hell. Every time I cut to him, I'm just like, oh god.
Is it
dude.
backwards?
You know it.
Why did he adopt that Kangol hat personality for a while there? Oh man. Oh god.
It was funny as hell, dude.
All right, here's this Badass Cinema thing. Here, I'm gonna pull this over real quick. Oh wait, actually, hold on. See, it's filmmaker Isaac Julian uses film clips and interviews to illustrate the history of the so-called blaxploitation genre.
What year did it come out?
Pam Grier, Quentin Tarantino, Melvin Van Peebles, Gloria Hendry, Isaac Hayes, Fred Williamson, Richard Roundtree.
All right, I'm buying this. I'm ordering it when we're done.
Wow. Does that turn the tide for anyone out there?
I'd buy that. Honestly, if that documentary was just released on its own as a single, I'd buy that documentary. So that documentary is worth it.
Yeah. So those are a couple of really awesome releases from Umbrella. The world's waiting for Umbrella to switch over to 4K. I mean, I feel like we're almost there. It wasn't that long ago that they weren't even really doing releases like this. They would do like once in a while. They had like, I remember Martyrs came out like this. I remember Love Witch,
Repo Man, Miami Connection.
But it was like once a year, 2 a year. Now they're like really churning these out. So I feel like they're getting a little bit maybe more of a budget, and maybe we'll see some 4Ks from them soon. I don't know if they're doing, maybe they don't want to do transfers. Maybe that's not their thing. I don't know.
Can't get access to them.
Yeah.
But even that's good news, because isn't it Disney? It's good to see them booming when Disney just pulled out of Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did anyone else out there pick up these titles? Just as a real quick plug, we're going to be covering Umbrella as well as a lot of other international labels in our boutique video. That's our international boutique sort of lineup that we are planning in the works.
Complaint.
Yeah. It was like, where's Second Sight?
Motherfuckers, we said this was we're going to get there.
Yes.
That was part one.
Yeah, so we put up our part one of our favorite, U.S. distributors as far as boutique labels are concerned. We covered quite a few. Let us know if you saw that. Let us know what you thought. Any feedback, anything you would do differently next time, because we're working on the international version, covering, labels like Umbrella, labels like Second Sight, labels like Plaion, Indicator. Yeah. So yeah, did anybody out there check that out by any chance? Any thoughts, any feedback? Lindsay, the producer, are we seeing any activity, any chatter?
Yeah, people just hanging out, chatting about lots of stuff.
Chatting about life.
Nobody cares about coffee.
No, actually, someone said that the documentary you mentioned is on YouTube, Russ.
Yeah, it probably is. Honestly, that's probably where I ripped it off of years ago and kept it on a hard drive. But yeah, it's excellent. It's a good watch. And it is funny, like I said, every time it cuts to Tarantino, he's got the fucking backwards
Kangol hat.
And he's clearly in like his
Kangol era.
I'm not even gonna say it. But
We'll call it Kangol era.
He's he's there.
He's feeling himself.
He's there. Yeah, he's being in this documentary what some of the insults Spike Lee said about it. He's justifying some of Spike Lee's thoughts. I'll say that.
Nice. Nice.
And I love Tarantino and I love Spike Lee, but you know, it's kind of funny. Just
it is funny.
Like, why did you fucking dress like that?
Well, none of these I'm picking up, Russ.
I'm getting coffee now. I'm gonna get
coffee. All right, coffee. Well, let me know what you end up.
Some coffee now.
Let me know what you end up paying for that bad boy. Let us know if you're picking up any of these as well below.
I'm gonna go to somebody.
Oh, sorry.
I keep cutting you off.
Keep cutting me.
This
off.
is a loose live.
Why do you keep cutting me off? I was just gonna say $140 and they'll ship for free. Does anyone out there want to go in on a group buy so we can all just get the free shipping?
Well, I was just about to say I decided to pick up Green Room and I took the advice of somebody who commented. I don't recall their name. They suggested Orbit.
Oh, ORBITDVD.
Yeah.
That's a good company.
Dude, it really is. I got Green Room through there and yeah, it was only $5 shipping.
Yeah.
And I might look to them for this to see if I could save a few bucks.
DIABOLIKDVD is another really good one. Shout out to them.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever come across Orbit before. And when I went, I was like, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to both of those great companies, great local companies, not local, but you know, small mom and pop type shops.
Yeah.
Shout out to Deep Discount. The conglomerate. All right, Russ, let's move on to Scream Factory. Again, anybody out there that's got any labels they want us to consider for our second boutique video, please let us know. We're working on that now. It's quite a monster, but we'll have it up soon enough. But next up, Russ, I wanted to talk about some Scream Factory and Shout Select titles for April.
Scream Factory just continues to impress everyone, Matt.
Impressing everyone.
With their great titles they're acquiring. And I said this on our last live stream. Shout Select is kicking ass. Scream Factory is licking
ass.
Like I don't know. Yeah, dude. Like the Shining Carrie remake.
Yeah, those weren't great.
And dude, Shout Select, Natural Born Killers, Point Break, Rolling Thunder. Like they're knocking it out of the park.
They are. They're doing some good stuff. I agree. Clue. So this is coming out. This is Shout Select. We'll start with the first title coming out April 23rd on 4K. Another Quentin Tarantino jam.
Yeah.
Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
Rolling Thunder. And this was previously out on Blu-ray from Shout, and now Shout Select's picking it up for the old 4K. So all these Shout Select and Scream Factory titles that we're going to talk about, we're still very early on. They're just announcements. There's no details or anything. Just wanted to talk about them briefly. But Russ has got his copy right here of Rolling Thunder. His Blu-ray of Rolling Thunder, holding it up to the crowd, looking good.
I'm guessing it's just going to be the
old standard
upgrade from this. Nothing new.
It doesn't say collector's edition on it, on here.
This one doesn't either.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like they're upgrading any collector's edition materials, so that could be a warning sign as to what you're going to get, which might not be much. The previous release, yours, did have a 21-minute making of featurette, and that might be all we're going to get here. Who knows if we'll get more. I always heard this movie hyped up through Tarantino, but I didn't see this before turning on the camera. And I found out that this was not directed, but written by Paul Schrader, which you let me know. It says another shattering experience from the author of Taxi Driver.
Trust me, you'd guess it was written by Paul Schrader
right away.
You watched it.
Yeah. So
it's Taxi Driver Part 2.
Is it really? So how is Devane?
He's awesome in it. It's a great. I own it. It's a fucking awesome movie. But yeah, it's if you took Taxi Driver and Death Wish and combined them, it's basically that.
This guy William Devane, who I think we talked about for a second, and I was like, oh, I heard he was just really good in this movie. I recognized him from like so many random one-off things, television shows, bit parts, and this and that. He's got a really interesting look. Yeah. I felt like,
and that's why I said I wouldn't call him badass. This. It's he's stoic, but even in his stoicism, it's not like an Eastwood stoicism. It's almost aloof. And that's what makes it interesting to
Yeah.
me. And probably that's what makes it offbeat. What also makes it feel a little bit more offbeat is that again, it's sort of the same Taxi Driver type riff that Schrader not only had already done, but this is in no way Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
This is it even ends at it even ends at a brothel with a shootout. But this is not Taxi Driver.
Mm-hmm.
They're both Vietnam veterans, but this is not Taxi Driver. They're both tortured, but this is not like the way the director applied this versus the way Scorsese did this material. This is more aiming to be mainstream. This was aiming more to be along the lines of Death Wish, but not even as gritty as Death Wish. So like I said, it exists in this weird middle ground of it's badass, but it's not gritty, but it's cool as fuck, but you can't really pinpoint. There's no, like, I don't know. It's this weird. I can see why somebody like Quentin Tarantino would love it, because it fits perfectly into that sort of genre exploitation, but not quite definitive. I don't know.
How's Tommy Lee playing it?
He's badass, dude. He's badass in it. So like the whole story is they come back from Vietnam. They were prisoners of war. William Devane and like a few like other POWs. Tommy Lee Jones is one of them. He comes home and like, you know, the town, everyone's treating him like a hero, but his relationships have been strained because he's been gone for so long. But here's where it becomes Death Wish. Someone breaks into the house. Oh, because the town, like they give him like some donation shit. Like, oh, here's a reward or whatever. And basically like Death Wish, a group of thugs break in. He starts having like a flashback, so he can't really fight back or whatever. They fucking take his hand, they put it in the in the garbage disposal of a sink. That's why he's got a fucking hook on his hand. And then they fuck up his family. And then the rest of the movie, he wakes up and, all right, I'm going to get these motherfuckers.
I was going to ask you about...
Tommy Lee Jones factors in. He comes in towards the end of it again.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about this hook for a hand on the cover.
Yeah, the dudes, they stick his hand down a garbage disposal.
Spoiler alert.
Well, this happens in the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Well, how long's the movie?
I mean, it's this... He's avenging. It's on the cover, motherfucker. Yeah, it's Candyman right there, man.
You know what I want this to have? A lenticular case so you can like move it and the hook goes like this on the cover.
Awesome, dude.
That'd be awesome.
That would be sweet.
Could you imagine?
Man, this is where I miss Best Buy Steelbook.
I know, Thunder Steelbook where the hook moves up and down on that chopping motion that they're showing on the cover. Oh
but
my
even
God.
like Taxi Driver, like there's a female who befriends him who's younger, you know, kind of like Jodie Foster. It almost sounds like I'm trashing it, but I'm not, because dude, if you're Schrader, if you're writing that same movie over and over again, that's a badass movie. Keep doing it, man.
So what do you think about me watching this?
I think you'd like it. You'd enjoy it.
Yeah,
you would. Again, it's weird. I don't know if you'd buy. You should blind buy it. I'd recommend.
Whoa,
yeah,
hey.
I think you should. And I'm going to recommend it for another reason. This is going to factor heavily. Well, I shouldn't say heavily. Rolling Thunder is going to factor into Tarantino's next movie.
Okay.
Schrader kind of let it out the bag that he's been approached by Tarantino to basically use footage from this and recreate stuff in it. So what I'm putting together in my head, what is it called? The Film Critic?
Yeah.
I'm gathering it's probably a film critic who's like re-envisioning certain, you know, that's what all Tarantino's writing about.
Yeah.
He did this in Once Upon a Time with Leo and what, like like Great Escape or something.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been a minute. That's what I think is going to be an element of it. And he is going to be redoing
certain things.
The way Schrader said it, it's going to be
interesting.
Yeah. So if you want to brush up on this before Tarantino's last movie comes out, get ahead of it.
Anybody in the chat?
It's a fun movie to watch, regardless.
Anybody in the chat, would you recommend it? Who in the chat has seen Rolling Thunder? Who is recommending it to me? Do you agree with Russ? Do you not agree with Russ? What do you guys think? Anybody out there? Lindsay, the producer, hit me with some Rolling Thunder.
Scott Hall has put his stamp of approval on it and just said it's a really great movie.
Scott Hall says it's a great movie.
It is. It's just, I think for me going in, it's just the Taxi Driver comparison, and you can't blame me. I mean, they're putting it on the cover right here.
They want you to know it's a revenge.
Yeah, and it's just, don't expect that punch.
A man at the end of his rope.
Yeah, this is more exploitation and revengey and fun, where it's not as half as pathological as Taxi Driver.
Give me back my hand.
Yes, stars Bruce Campbell.
So Rolling Thunder, again, we know it's coming out April 23rd. No details on anything, but for fans of this, I remembered the title as soon as it came up. I was like, oh, that's that movie that I know that Tarantino has like fawned over in the past. What is this? I looked at this, William Devane guy. I was like, God, he's so familiar. He's just got that face. He's in so many things.
He was in like a sitcom or something. When
Yeah,
we were
like
kids. I can't put my finger on it.
I know. He's got an interesting look. I don't know. And now he's got this hook for a hand. But anyway, keeping the Paul Schrader love going, Russ, I wanted to talk about another movie that's coming out from Shout Select called Affliction. Have you heard of a title called Affliction?
I have. I've never seen it.
So it caught my eye mainly because of the cover, but I wanted to share first. This is the poster of Affliction, a film by Paul Schrader. He wrote and directed it. And this is again coming out April 16th. I don't know if anyone cares about this or not. I'm just going to show you this for one real reason. It looks like a cool cast. I mean, Willem Dafoe, James Coburn.
Who's the actress? I forget.
Nick Nolte.
God, she's a pretty lady.
Yeah.
No, I feel like there's an actress in this too that might have gotten bigger afterwards. I don't know. I feel like there's someone else I associate with this movie.
Yeah, and this is like the movie poster for it, and it has right on here Oscar winner, best supporting actor James Coburn, all this stuff. It looks like a 90s like thriller, whatever, some like thriller poster. But then the reason why I even looked any further is because when I was looking at the Shout Select artwork, it kind of almost made me laugh. And I was like, what is this movie? So this is the artwork for it. And I'm like, what on earth is this?
Spacek.
Yeah. What is this picture? Why does this look like grumpy old men? Like, I went from 90s thriller to Nick Nolte.
I hope that's what it is. I hope it's Schrader's take on grumpy old men, where it's two old guys who just have no faith in humanity anymore and go out and bang, just like all of his movies. I would love that.
The posters...
Dude, imagine Walter Matthau doing that shit.
Doing a Schrader.
Yeah,
being a Schrader
imagine
movie.
Walter Matthau just walking into like a brothel and shooting everyone down and then sitting down with the, boom, boom. That'd be fucking fantastic.
Why,
dude? Yes, and Jack Lemmon could be Harvey Keitel's pimp. Oh, dude,
I think you just wrote this is like an AI movie.
It really is.
Dude, how do you go from a like thriller with blood in the snow and it's all this kind of stuff, and then you cut over to this, and it's like the same like tagline: Wade Whitehouse is frightened to death to follow. I mean, you got Nick Nolte furious and James Coburn's like laughing. What is this art?
And dude, it's Schrader. He can get fucking wild sometimes. He gets wild all the time, but he can even get fucking wild sometimes. Like that, the more recent film. Willem Dafoe is in like all of his movies, but
Dog Eat Dog.
Yeah, like Dog Eat Dog. Holy shit. So I don't know. They both could be accurate representations of this film.
Has anyone seen this movie? Can anyone tell me out there that's seen this movie? Like, I imagine
cover has me sold. Dude, I want to watch it after I'm watching Nick Nolte bark at him.
I mean, I want to play like what's below the box. Is it like a angry tickling contest? Like, look, Nick Nolte looks like he's so angry and he's tickling him.
Angry tickling contest.
It's like was he giving him like a furious like handy? Like, why? What's going on below there? What's happening? That's such a weird picture.
It is a weird picture.
Someone tell me what the hell this is, please. Who's picking it up? Please don't blast me for not having a baseline knowledge of cinema as a result of not knowing what Affliction is. But can someone tell me? Anyone? Lindsay, is anyone commenting? Anyone in the chat?
Yeah, Whip Smart just waited and said Affliction is great.
What is how is this cover relevant? That's all I really want to know. It could be great. This cover is just baffling. Why is this the picture? Is this like a pivotal moment in the movie? Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. All right, moving on. I've talked enough about Affliction. Moving on. So another title.
We're all sitting around like, it looks like a good movie, man. Like, I don't know.
All right. Okay. Maybe I only
we got Defoe. We got Sissy Spacek.
That's what I mean. The cast looks great. I'm just saying.
Schrader,
maybe it's just my hang up on the art. Okay, you guys. Whatever. Anyway, let's move on. Coming out April 16th, also in 4K from Scream Factory in a collector's edition, is The Faculty.
Boom.
The Faculty just nuked the internet with that news item. This actually hasn't been formally announced, but there's a lot of leads posting that it's definitely coming, and I think it finally came official on a few websites, but I haven't seen any official news from Scream Factory yet about it. But this was originally out on like Blu-ray from Lionsgate. I've never owned this movie, but I guess Scream Factory is scooping her up for their collector's edition. Again, no details on the release.
I'm just happy to see Scream Factory scoop up a new title.
That's what I know. Isn't that kind of cool? When I saw this, I didn't know if they'd already done it, but they had it.
No, they've never done it.
I really do enjoy this movie, but I never have owned it. Do you have any strong feelings for or against The Faculty?
Same. Like, I've never owned it. I have seen it in the 90s, and I remember I didn't hate it.
I like this. I saw it in the theater.
Well, listen, we were snobs probably compared to other kids our age,
maybe
teenagers our age. So I remember the girl I was dating wanted to see this movie, probably just because it's Josh Hartnett, it's a teen movie. And I'm like, God, no. And then I remember learning Robert Rodriguez directed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, we can watch that one.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Desperado.
I know. I know. That's why I watched it too. But I will say this is the first movie I saw Josh Hartnett in. I don't know if this was his breakout or what, but
Halloween was before this.
This movie, and correct me if I'm wrong out there, but this movie originally in the trailer and whatever else was pitched more as a starring vehicle for my God, just like Elijah Wood.
I was about to say it didn't work.
It just like totally blanked. For Elijah Wood,
they made the right choice. Nobody can remember it.
He's to the right of Josh Hartnett there, and I actually think he's the main character, and Josh Hartnett's like the heartthrob guy that like comes in and sort of saves him a little bit.
Listen,
am I wrong? I felt like he was the main character.
You're not, but I'll tell you.
Revisionist history.
No, they were doing this from the start, and they were smart because I wouldn't have watched it if you plastered Elijah Wood on the cover.
But I'm saying I feel like they did for the... Let me look at the original poster art. Let me see what's going on here. This is The Faculty.
I always remember it like this. I remember it being a little different, but I always remember it being an ensemble. Like
that's true. It definitely was an ensemble. And Usher. Don't forget Usher, baby.
You can't have any classic ensemble without Usher Raymond.
I guess they do have Josh Hartnett mainly in the front of most of these arts.
Dude, they were pushing him on teen girls as being like
But wasn't Elijah Wood in it more? I don't know. I thought he was like the main focal point.
He's a literal hobbit. Nobody wants to look at him.
Not then. This was 98.
Dude, exactly. Even worse. He didn't even have the hairy feet yet. And they wanted Josh Hartnett on the cover. Dude, even guys like me, if I saw Elijah Wood on the cover, I'd have been like, no. Give me that sweet Josh Hartnett.
Well, I'm going to be probably picking this up. I did like this movie, and I would love to revisit it.
I would like to revisit it. I want to see, like, was I wrong?
Yeah.
Like, am I, I do. I remember it being like a fun B movie.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I definitely remember enjoying it, and I wouldn't mind picking this up and checking it out again and enjoying owning it as well. Any fans out there? Good old Josh Hartnett. He grew up, and now he's in Oppenheimer, Russ.
Yeah.
Good for him.
What's Elijah Wood doing? Toxic Avenger?
Yeah, actually. I want to see a full trailer for that. There's only been a teaser.
No.
Just a trailer.
I'd like to revisit it and see if Usher's performance held up. I mean, it was very acclaimed back in 1998. You remember that, Matt?
I think he's one of the first to die. I remember Jon Stewart's in it.
Actually,
I think he is. Am I wrong?
Teacher or something.
Yeah,
that you said.
Jon Stewart's in it too, and I think Usher is definitely one of the first to die early. Wow. Spoiler alert.
Jon Stewart is in that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then lastly, from Shout Russ, in a collector's edition everyone's been waiting for, Lost in Space with Matt LeBlanc.
It can stay in space, man.
Why? What collector out there is collecting this edition? I'd like to know.
The modern day Scream Factory collector.
I mean, what is?
I'd be embarrassed.
That's what I
Here's
saw.
My shelf with Lost in Space, the Carrie remake, the Shining miniseries.
Matt LeBlanc.
I would spit on you.
Is there any Lost in Space fans out there? I don't want to gatekeep, but no.
I don't remember anything about this besides Heather Graham was in it.
Yeah, and
it was a huge bomb. I remember.
Oh yeah, bomb big time.
Oh god,
Gary Oldman.
I think the movie
fresh off
Joey from
toes.
Friends did with the monkey actually
did
made
better.
More money.
Oh god, dude, yeah, it was bad.
And I'm sure it was better.
This was bad.
So Chimp Cinema too. I should probably look into that.
Yeah,
Chimp Cinema. Was it Dunstan Checks In?
No. Dunstan Checks In.
That's not the one with Joey or Matt LeBlanc, is it? He did one. I think he was on a baseball team.
He did a monkey movie?
He did. I'm not making a joke. I think he's on a baseball team.
Who out there knows the monkey movie that Matt LeBlanc was in? Hurry up. Who can get in there first?
Matt, this has been a staple of our channel. I'm a huge fan of Chimp Cinema.
You are a fan of Chimp Cinema.
I missed out on this Friends spinoff.
This isn't even like sarcasm. This he is a fan of
swear
Chimp
to
Cinema.
God. And I think the chimp is like he's a pitcher.
He's a pitcher
in the Major League Baseball Association.
Dude.
I'm serious. Tell me you wouldn't watch
What
that.
happened to Joey? They really tried to make him something. It didn't work. Anyway,
Yeah, I was gonna say so.
something terrible. Any thoughts out there, Lindsay? Lindsay, the producer. What's going on in the chat? Can we just get a chat check before we move on to Arrow?
How many Lost in Space fans are out there?
Can we get a chat
A couple
check?
people are saying nobody wants it.
Nobody wants this. How dare you put collector's edition? No one's collecting this.
Someone just said no, and I'm thinking it's in regard to Lost in Space,
But
but
wait,
I don't know for sure.
Is everyone saying no? They even threw the Iron Giant on the cover.
No one's collecting this. There are no collectors collecting it. Come on, you guys.
Yeah,
Let's-
Adinier is on from Art of the Steel, and he said that this movie was a letdown.
a letdown.
And I'll tell you,
Dinier,
I
Art
saw
of the
this in the
Steel.
theater. and it
Didn't
was a
even your
letdown.
artwork couldn't save this shit.
No, Dinier, do we have a Lost in Space edition coming soon from
Down the
Everything Blue?
paintbrush, Didn't do not do Lost in Space.
Let us know.
Oh my gosh, the Matt LeBlanc monkey movie is called Ed.
Yeah,
Ed!
yeah. See
The movie Ed.
who said that? I want to
Whip
thank
Smart.
Who
Whip
said
Smart.
it?
Thank
They
you,
sure
Whip
are.
Smart. Ed, yes, dude. I'm gonna go home and watch this tonight.
Ed. The monkey movie. Who else is in it? Anyone else? Hold on.
See, I told you, dude.
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on.
I don't know if he's a pitcher, but the chimp can ball.
There it is.
Look at that fuck. Oh God, I want that. I want a T-shirt of that. Wow,
There it is.
wow.
Wow.
Could you imagine him going back to the set of Friends after this, and they all have to look him in the eye? Jennifer
Dude.
Aniston they've got like an Oscar nomination for The Good Girl.
Man, dude.
Hey, what'd you guys do over the break? Oh man, I worked with this monkey and it was great.
Lindsay, the producer, flash Ed the poster up real quick. Let's take a look.
Don't.
Oh my gosh. Show the crowd.
We're gonna give Arrow some ideas.
Oh, all right.
Vinegar
All right.
Syndrome, get on Ed immediately.
Any
Or
other comments before we move on?
I want a
To
Kino
be
4K
fair, actually,
of
we have a
Ed.
couple people that love it. So
The people that love
has
it.
some
See,
fans,
Russ?
Yeah.
People who love what?
Ed.
Lost in
Fuck
Space.
yeah.
not
Oh,
Ed.
Lost in Space. No one loves Ed.
Dude,
No
I
one
know
saw
people
Ed.
love Ed, man. I just missed out. This is a goddamn classic.
Okay. People love it.
Honestly, Lost in Space could be good. No one gave it a chance when it came out.
No one
I
did.
mean, nobody. I never heard one person talk about it. No
Did the show do
casual-
any better?
I'm sure.
I think the show is beloved.
Okay. No. I mean the remake show. There's a remake
Of
show.
Ed.
I don't know about that.
All right.
remake.
Wait, one person has a nice story.
One person's got a nice story to share.
Joe W. Mitchell said that they love Lost in Space as it was the first film that they saw in the cinema by themselves.
Oh, okay.
And it does get very dark in sections, but it's not amazing, but they also love Oldman's performance.
Oh yeah, Gary
Oldman must have
Oldman's
been
in
good.
it. I forgot that.
Yeah, I just mentioned that. It was like right between tiptoes. Oops.
Real quick, Matt. That's a good question. Do you remember the first movie you saw by yourself in a movie theater?
First movie I saw by myself in a movie
I don't
theater.
remember the first one, but I remember an early one. I know I saw Die Hard with a Vengeance by myself. And I saw Beverly Hills Cop 3 by myself.
I don't remember the first one I went to see by myself. No, I remember seeing certain movies by myself, but I just can't remember.
Did your parents do? My mother would always, well, not always, but sometimes, once I got to about the age of 10 or something,
Yeah,
she would go see something else, and I'd go see something.
and you'd go
else,
see something by
and we'd
yourself.
meet up. Yeah, like if she didn't want to watch Wayne's World or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't remember. I saw the movie Saw by myself.
Dude, we were adults when that came out.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I ever went and saw a movie by myself. I saw What Dreams May Come by myself, only because I was meant to meet someone
That's
at the
depressing.
theater, and I
Dude,
went into
that's
the wrong
even-
one.
Oh.
So I sat in the theater looking for people, and they were like not there. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna sit here and watch this by my
And then you
fucking
watched
self.
depressing, like,
I was so
mediation
depressed.
on death.
I was so depressed. The saddest movie. Oh my gosh. What Dreams May Come. If you haven't seen that, don't watch it. You might want to end it all the way that I did that day when I watched it by myself, friendless,
What did the other person
soulless.
do? What happened to the other person?
They were watching it. It was like playing in 2 or 3 different theaters there. I just went into the wrong one. They were there watching it too.
They were watching the same movie.
I went to meet them there to see it. I walked in late looking for them,
Actually,
couldn't find them, and sat down and
You
just
know
watched
what?
it.
I don't blame either of you, though, because that movie was not big whatsoever. What was it doing showing in more than one screen?
I don't know. it was expected to do big things, Russ. People really wanted that movie to be big.
I know.
I'm waiting for that to
just
come out in
forgot
4K. That was a nice, colorful movie.
I've never seen it. I'm sure it's great. I've heard good things about it. But
It's
what
tough.
I'm saying is, how could they have been confused when it was this depressing ass movie? Most casual mass audiences don't want to sit through something like that.
No. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to Arrow, Russ. Let's close this out with some Arrow news before we wrap it on up here.
My boy Bilal.
So we got coming out April 30th on 4K and Blue from Arrow in the US and in the UK. Basket Case. Basket Case, previously released by Arrow on Blu-ray. Sequels were released on Screen Factory, and then there was a trilogy Blu-ray released from Second Sight. And Russ, what do you got?
I have the special edition Arrow Blu-ray of Basket Case.
Okay.
Which is actually, this artwork is identical to one of the 4K options they're offering now.
Would I
Let's
be?
take a look at that.
Yeah, it's awesome cover. I like the shimmer to it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So when I upgrade, since this is just standard blue, I'm going to go with the other artwork.
Yeah,
for the
so
4K.
and I know, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one of your favorite filmmakers?
No.
Not favorite filmmaker, but you like a lot of his movies. I've heard you say his name a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Basket Case, Brain Damage, Frankenhooker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's not one of your favorites, but you just enjoy a lot of his films.
Yeah, he's done a lot. I mean, I like the big ones. I know the big ones. I know
Okay.
Basket Case, Frankenhooker, Brain Damage.
Okay.
You know.
So this is, like you said, this is coming out in a few different editions. This is the original one that had already come out prior. It looks like it's in a slimmer case, just like the one that you have, but it looks like it's sliding in from the left, and yours is top down
Yeah.
slip cover versus a slip case here. Poster and a booklet as well. And then
I love that poster. That's the classic VHS I always saw as a kid in video stores.
yeah, it is pretty cool. And then if we go over here, so this is the Arrow exclusive version, which is this isn't the original art, or this is an alternate art.
The original artwork I always saw as a child growing up was the VHS artwork, which is that poster, which is the black and white with the basket case dripping on, where Bilal's looking through the basket.
Gotcha. You're right. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. So
that's everything else I've ever seen. I always thought it was updated.
okay.
That, like I said,
This art is cool though. This updated
Oh, yeah.
one with this, what do you call it? Bilal, this creature coming out of this basket.
that's his. I mean, it's not really spoiler, but yeah, it's his half brother, and he carries him around in a basket.
Nice.
They were separated at birth, and that was, think about twins. That's Danny DeVito. That's the genetic waste.
It's like Quado.
Yeah, kind of. That they probably took some inspiration from this.
Your mind.
I never thought about that, but you're right. Holy shit.
Open your mind, Quaid. Start the reactor. It's ASMR. Total Recall. Open your mind. It's such a weird, freaking creepy ass part. Anyway, basket case. This is the Arrow limited art. Really cool slip case here as well. It looks like that these features are identical to what the Blu-ray was, but there were damn near a ton of features that were on this previously. So you're getting a lot. Plus a 4K restoration of the film by MoMA. What does that mean?
What?
Up there, 4K restoration of the film by MoMA.
I don't know.
Who's MoMA? What's MoMA? Listen, Lindsay the producer, we're getting trash talked by her now. Lindsay the producer, get your mic on
I'm
and trash talk
lost.
me now.
First off, Matt, you caught me off guard. Now I feel even more lost. 'Cause I'm
I'm
supposed
trying
to,
to
know
read this giant block of text you have here, but MoMA is usually the Museum of Modern Art. Is it
Do they do?
Oh.
two capital M's?
I know
can't
what the
find
MoMA
it
Is that in
on
New
the
York?
screen.
Well, I know what the MoMA
Is it
is,
in New York,
but do
Lindsay?
they do 4K
That makes
restorations?
sense.
I do not know that.
Well, the movie takes
can't find
place
this
in New
bullet on
York.
here.
It is very low budget New York. I could see it being.
It looks like they may do. Okay, so here you go. They do some restorations. People in the crowd, people in the chat,
Hold on. Can we
give it to me.
I have a bone to pick with the producer. That was what? That's common knowledge.
Yeah, that's uncalled for.
I'm
MoMA
so
is
sorry.
common
I'm so
knowledge?
sorry. I really thought MoMA was common knowledge.
I mean, when I read
We're getting,
this,
we're getting
But maybe
attacked
not in
live
this-
by our
I-
own
no,
staff.
not
I
in this
literally
context,
thought-
though. I got you because it's not. I wouldn't equate anything with a movie being released with MoMA. So
I really thought of the MoMA when I read that, but I was like, they don't do transfers, do they? I didn't do enough research. I let the chat down. I let our audience down. I apologize.
I'm uncultured as fuck. I wouldn't have thought that under any context. I would have been like MoMA, that thing that was scaring kids online. You know what I'm talking about? Wasn't that called
Thin Man?
MOMA?
Oh, that thing, that weird bird-looking thing?
Yeah, that they were throwing on like YouTube kids
Yeah.
videos and shit
Yeah.
that all the schools had to give out warnings about.
Oh, yeah. What was that thing? That was freaky.
I don't know. That was the thing that
Who's picking up
provided
basket
this
case in the
transfer.
chat? Who's picking up basket case? Anybody out there?
Brent Madison said, "Is that basket case creature flipping us off on the arrow cover?"
I like
and
that.
Sure enough, I think it is.
It's
Sure is. There it
holding
is.
It's holding up the basket. It's the middle finger. I love that. Yep. And that is Bilal. Bilal's mischievous.
Mischievous.
He likes to, he attempts rape and all kinds of wacky activities.
Wow, goodness. Who is the main actor here?
I don't know his name. There's nobody in this movie
That's worth a damn. Well, basket case.
I'll tell you what. Here's what all you need to know about basket case.
Tell me all I need to know, please.
If you want to about the esteem or whatever. In the first 5 minutes of the movie, when our character arrives with his basket in New York, right? He checks into the sleaziest motel you will ever see in your life, and he whips out some cash to pay the guy. That wad of cash that the character is holding, that's the entire budget for the movie, right there.
Wow.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, Russ. Are you on one of these featurettes talking about the behind the scenes cash deal?
I am something of a film historian.
I wish that should be one of our goals, is to be like labeled a film historian and get thrown on like a commentary for
I've been
something.
saying that since the beginning. I want to be a bonus feature on something like Basket Case. I would love
You
that.
hear that, everyone? We want to be
I would
human
love
bonus features. Can that
I
happen?
got a ton of stuff to talk about with Basket. Did you guys know the Green Day song, Yes, is named after this movie? I don't know if it still is, but 30 years ago, Billy Joe Armstrong even said this is his favorite movie. And I believe if you watch the music video, the masks they're wearing, remember that?
Yeah.
They're like in an asylum.
Yeah.
Kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Uh-huh.
I could be wrong on this aspect, but I think the masks that they're putting on are masks of...
Wow.
That part might not be right.
Let's get a
But
fact check.
I do know that Billy Joe used to say this was his favorite movie, and that song is named after this.
Well, basket case. Is there a big audience out there for basket case? Can we hear
It's
down?
fantastic.
There's a lot of MoMA chatter.
There's a lot of moment chatter. There's a lot of like, hey, idiot.
I think Rush should get an internship at MoMA this summer.
There it is.
I'd love to. I do need some culture,
Let's look up. I mean,
clearly.
I also wouldn't have expected them to do a transfer for basket case. They seem like they have like a prestige.
Well, that's why I was asking Lindsay if it's in New York, because this is New York. This
Gotcha.
is you could look at this film because it's so cheap and in 1981, I'm guessing it was
Yeah.
filmed in the city. Dude, there's moments in this they're like talking in front of the Statue of Liberty. Literally, they're like right
There.
on the tourist grounds of it, shooting
Yeah.
the scene. So I mean, I could kind of understand that it would be there, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, a lot of MoMA chatter.
I don't know anything about museums. You guys are roasting me.
Not too much basket case chatter. Just all about MoMA. All about MoMA. Well, if you're picking this up, let us know.
Pick it up.
Put it in the chat. Pick it up, Russ says.
Look.
You're upgrading, Russ? I didn't ask you. You're upgrading?
Upgrading. Look, this is the hoodie I wore here today. Look at this shit, man.
Wow, it's a basket case hoodie.
Well, I'm not a fan. This is literally
Wow.
literally what I wore over here to shoot today.
Wow.
I am a fan. The VHS ad. Isn't that badass?
That is badass.
We need the
They couldn't do that back
Oh
in
my
the day.
gosh, I got alarms going off. Before we go onto a quick rumor that I heard about Taxi Driver, I just wanted to share one last item with Arrow that sort of piqued my interest, and I hope we don't get shut down on YouTube for this, because Arrow, in addition to this title, they were putting a couple other things out, and they're putting out two, shall I say, saucy kind of looking titles that you would maybe expect on like a Severin or maybe, something to that degree. Yeah, and I just wanted to share them quickly with the crowd. The synopsises also kind of made me laugh, and I was curious if anyone had seen these, picking these up, if this is up your alley.
Oh my
or
God,
not.
Matt. Yes, we all have seen and heard of Quigley Down Under. Just you.
So
Just don't get me angry. Seriously.
don't get me angry.
Don't hit record on that button.
Hold on
until
one
you've
second
seen
before I
Quigley
bring
Down
this up.
Under.
Let me just make sure I've got it queued up here so we can show
Be
the
mad at you.
people.
Next thing you're going to tell me you've never heard Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You.
I haven't.
You're a Kevin Costner fan. You probably listen to that every day.
So Arrow Russ is putting out two titles that look a little saucy to me. One's called Behind Convent Walls, and one's called That Cold Day in the Park.
Well, that's Robert Altman, dude.
If we could show the covers of these really quick, we got some saucy titles. These are saucy coming from Arrow. Behind
I like that nun.
That is the one that really
Oh,
caught me off guard. When I was looking at these, I was like, what is she doing? Behind Convent Walls.
God, I'm
And-
sinning over here.
I know. So this one's getting a little bit of a collector's edition with a booklet and such, and this other one I believe is just getting a standard release. That Cold Day in the Park, which you got this young man
Is
kind of
that Jackie Weaver?
covering up. But I wanted to read these synopsises because they just sounded too good to pass up. So behind convent walls, a lushly filmed exploration of the relationship between flesh and spirit from Polish provocateur Walerian Borowczyk. Behind the walls of an apparently serene convent, a zealous abbess tries in vain to keep order and prevent her sexually repressed charges from experiencing the sins of the flesh. When the unfortunate young nuns get out of control, the church inflicts cruel punishment for their carnal crimes. Blind Buy or
I'd watch it. Yeah, that sounds
Blind
good.
Buy? It sounds pretty interesting.
That sounds better than damn near any movie from Hollywood in the past 10 years. I would much rather watch that synopsis.
Here's the booklet. Can we get a look at the booklet? There's some convent carnal. What did it say there was going on here? Some sins of the flesh. Right there. Sins of the flesh. Unfortunate young nuns getting out of control.
You're right. I'm not going to order coffee. This is getting my money.
This is the one. I don't know what this is, y'all, but I just had to share it. And then this other one, this Cold Day in the Park, Robert Altman's underrated psychosexual chiller. It was described.
It looked like some Lolita Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, you want to hear
what's going on?
Yeah, check this out. On a cold and rainy day, Frances Austin, a reclusive virgin sheltered from the sexual revolution happening outside her door, suddenly becomes obsessed with an enigmatic 19-year-old boy she sees sitting on a park bench. Inviting him into her apartment to be bathed and fed, Frances's repressed fantasies soon violently boil over into a dangerous and disturbing desire to keep the boy in her clutches no matter what.
I want to see that. That
Nice.
sounds badass. And Robert Altman's great.
Hey, Altman.
I've never seen that one.
Has anybody out there seen this?
That must be not as known Altman.
Lindsay, the chat's got to be lighting up over these titles. Let me know. What are people saying? What are people saying about
Hey,
this?
Matt.
Did they pick them up already?
There's some funny comments.
What do we got?
So Whipsmart said that that Cold Day in the Park is one of their top 20 films. It's so weird. It's
Wow.
great early Altman.
Mhm.
And basically, I guess this lady, Sandy Dennis is the actress.
Yeah, Sandy Dennis.
She traps this hot guy in her apartment.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
He looks pretty hot. It's kind of a bird chest.
Hold on, real quick. Who said that, Lindsay?
Whipsmart.
Whip smart.
Whip Smart. What's early Altman? I love The Long Goodbye. What would this be like compared to that? And I know The Long Goodbye isn't typical Altman either, but that's probably the earliest Altman I've seen.
Earliest Altman.
While he's typing back, and now this said that the sexy nun has them interested with a devil emoji.
Yeah, that sexy nun. There's something going on with that sexy nun with that finger.
The sexy nun kind of is giving a little bit Anne Hathaway to me.
Russ?
So Russ, maybe that's why you're so inclined to check this out.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad if Anne Hathaway was in that film.
Sexy nun. Sexy nun.
She has range.
Well, let us know if you're picking up these titles. I'm going to pass, but I just really wanted to make sure that, it's important to me that the people know what's out there.
I'm glad you did it. I want to check out Cold Day in the Park.
I want people to know their options. So, Russ, I wanted to briefly mention just two quick things before we wrap up tonight. One's in regards to Taxi Driver. The rumor mill's rumbling again. The old rumor mill, it's back at it. Back at it.
Rascals.
The old rascals. It's starting to swirl. There's a lot of chatter in the old Instagrams and message boards and so forth.
Playground.
A bunch of rumor sites, forums. They floated out a July 18th date on a 4K steelbook of Taxi Driver. A lot of you might have already heard that out there. Let me know if you did, if what you think. Is this real? Is it not? The initial rumor actually stemmed from a steelbook listing on a Chinese website that does physical media, and it was like all these Taxi Driver releases, and there was a placeholder for Taxi Driver in 4K, and they were using, it said steelbook in the title, but the placeholder they were using was like the old UK steelbook that had come out. It's like solid silver. It's like the side of Travis Bickle's face.
I saw that article too, though. It was debunked. It was actually a listing for Taxi, starring Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon.
And not the Taxi box set starring Danny DeVito and Judd Hirsch.
Nah, they thought nobody ever heard of that one. They wanted to give the fans what they want, the Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon film.
Is that what they needed to give? Well,
that's what we all need as a society right now, yes.
Well, I don't know if it was debunked.
Queen Latifah is one of the best rappers of all time, Matt. She created the term GOAT.
Russ, she was one of my favorite characters in Juice.
Set it off. Oh, Juice. Yeah, she was. What are your favorite characters? She's like the waitress or something.
No, waitress. She's like
Oh,
auditioning
that's
the
in
DJs.
No, she's the waitress in Jungle Fever. That
She's
wasn't.
auditioning the DJs. She's like listening
Oh,
to
yeah.
Q's mixtape. She's like
To
jamming.
be fair, there's a lot of cameos in Juice, man.
So anyway, Russ,
I don't give a fuck about Raheem. I don't give a fuck.
about Taxi Driver 4K.
I don't even give a fuck about myself.
Well, Taxi Driver 4K, the listing has been since removed. So people are like, what happened? Did they jump the gun? Was this all a lie? I don't know. I feel like we have been spurned by a rumor before from Dusk Till Dawn, anyone? Early days of the channel. We said
Tarantino.
We said that was coming out. That totally didn't.
Last year, Kill Bill, Jackie Brown.
Yeah. But I feel like it is only a matter of time. It's only in that Columbia Classics box set, and they can't hold on to that forever.
No,
They're not going to hold on to that title forever. So it's
I'd
got to
love to
happen
see
soon.
Criterion get it with their relationship with Scorsese, but I don't think that's happening with that. I don't think since Sony threw it in that box set, I don't think they're gonna relinquish any rights in the near future.
Anybody else out there hear the same rumors? Anybody hear anything different? Anybody have anything more concrete than what I shared?
And everyone out there, please keep your ears to the grindstone. I want to know firsthand if you hear anything about a Good Burger 2 Steelbook.
A 4K or restoration.
I'm serious. I can't have just Good Burger 1 in a Steelbook and 2 in a standard release.
It can't happen.
That's not classy.
So, Russ, the last thing I wanted to mention to the people out there, for all the people that have not yet picked up the Raid in 4K, like we did, because we're smart and we made good decisions and we picked up the Raid in 4K in that Steelbook. I picked that up on sale. I don't know what you bought it for. I picked it up on sale for $30. It's back up to $46. Which
the Steelbook we had?
Yes.
Oh.
It's tough.
No, I did not spend that.
No.
I sure as fuck would not, because I would have been like, I'll wait for the sequel. And
yeah, right. $46, that's tough.
Mine might have even been 25.
Yeah, it was low. I might be wrong on 30. I remember it was low. It was definitely not 46. So there's a lot of people who missed out on that sale portion now are like, oh, I'm stuck. I can't get this. It's $46, whatever. I will say I haven't watched my copy yet, but from the reviews I've seen and screenshots, apparently it looks like it revitalizes the entire film and really gives a new depth to what was missing before, which sounds incredible. And I can't wait to check that out.
It's a very gray movie, too.
It is.
Very gray blue.
It is. But lo and behold, Russ, one of our favorite labels, Coke Media, formerly now called Plaion, is putting out an ultimate edition of the Raid in 4K. It's coming out April 25th, which is a German release. And this is $60 all in. $60 all in for this. So it's
shipping included?
All in with shipping.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's like $49.99 euros and another $5.99 euro shipping, which goes up to about $60 total US. It's a 4-disc set, 1 4K and 3 Blu-rays. I have no idea what the other 2 Blu-rays are for. You have probably the film on both, 1 4K, 1 Blu-ray, 2 extra Blu-rays?
I think one of them is Mike Shinoda cussing me out.
Well, what I thought was maybe, because there's actually not a lot of information on the website at all. It just says making ofs, featurettes, interviews, and much more, which if you look at the Steelbook we've got, there's a lot of stuff on there. Oh, yeah. So it could be the same or it could be more. But if you recall, Russ, we picked this up from Coke Media, and this is their Ultimate Collector's Edition of American Psycho.
I know where you're going with this.
What's in here?
Exactly. The Raid's going to come with Huey Lewis in the News.
You got that right, friend. So this comes with Huey Lewis and the News. Was it 4? Like the album that he loves in this movie is actually in this box set. And when I saw that they were giving these extra Blu-rays, I was like, well, maybe it's like the soundtrack. Maybe it's the, I don't know, like the score. I was thinking that does have some cachet when you've got the Indonesian score versus the Mike Shinoda score. They put some emphasis on that. Otherwise, how many Blu-rays do we need for special features? I'm really curious to know what's on this and how much maybe I'm missing out. But if you did miss out or you didn't want a Steelbook and you like this company, this is definitely worth checking out. There's no real physical shots of this, so it's hard to tell what the quality is like, but it looks like just from the mock-up, it's a solid box. If you're a fan of the Raid, this is a great film. Maybe you're a completist and you want to have all Raid releases, definitely check this one out.
Next to a can of Raid.
This is an awesome company to definitely take a chance on if you want to spend $60 on the Raid.
No, definitely. I would take a chance too.
Yeah, but but bring on 2, like you said, essentially, I'm waiting for.
That artwork's cool too. I like that a lot.
It's interesting. I wasn't sure. I mean, I was kind of like, it's a decent illustration. I like that the title's there and you don't see that right away.
I like it better than the artwork I know, with him just looking
Standing
out
at the building.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I think that looks more of what the movie is.
Yeah, it's got all the scenes and it says the rate on there and like the different letters and stuff.
That's bad. I think that
Yeah.
artwork's badass.
No, yeah, it's definitely cool. But yeah, bring on the raid 2. Hopefully soon. Hopefully this does some numbers. So support this. Support physical media. But that's everything we've got tonight. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for commenting. Again, we're doing this twice a month, every other Wednesday, covering latest news and just chatting with one another.
That's right. If you haven't, make sure you're subscribed. Comment on this once it goes up. I know we won't be live with you, but we still read them and engage. Support physical media. Stay cool. Apologize to Nick Nolte.
Apologize to LL Cool J.
No apology. No apology.
I mean, me.
Oh, yeah. You apologize to LL Cool J.
I won't.
Queen Latifah was a great waitress in Juice. Silverado, meh. Quigley, yeah.
2 thumbs up. Thanks for watching. One last plug. We're gonna have our entire 4K collection video coming up soon. We're working on that now. It's over 200 titles. Over 200 4Ks we're going to be going through. Not rapid fire, but we're going to be sharing every 4K title we have. That's going to be one of the next videos. It's a lot of titles.
We can't sit there and talk about each.
No. And that should be coming up next week for everyone. More reviews coming soon. We're really hoping to crank these out and some other ideas. What ideas do you have for us? Let us know. Russ, I'll see you next time.
I'll see you later, Matt. It's been a pleasure.
Lindsay, the producer, take us home.